Es war in einer Regennacht, Wind pfiff durch die Prärie. Die Cowboys saßen dick gedrängt, nur Whisky wärmte sie. Ja, Kerle sind es hart und zäh, wir Siegel, Colt und Faust. Und Sturm und Wind und Wolkenbruch sind über sie gebraust. Yippie-yi-yay, yippie-yi-oh. Nachtgeister ziehen vorbei. Da tritt der Teufel in den Kreis und winkt dem einen zu.
Wow.
Der wendet sich verzweifelt und sucht beim Himmel Ruhe. Zur Sterne will flüchten, zur Sonne will fliehen. Doch alle Sterne werden gleich, die Sonne will verglühen. Yippie-yi-hey, yippie-yi-oh.
Wow.
What?
That song. That's like, wow. I mean,
That's like super German, isn't it?
that is definitely a mixture of languages in there. Either that or else I was automatically translating the German into English as I was listening to it. But man, that was definitely different. So Dar's going to be running a few minutes late. All right.
He's fired.
He got business to take care of, and I can fully understand. You know, you got when you got a chance to put money in your pocket, or you got to put money in your pocket.
No,
You got
man,
a job to do to put money in your pocket. You got to do what you got to do.
He got to get his priorities straight, yo. He will. I will remember this. The South remembers.
Excuse me. Anyway,
So what are we doing today?
well, what are we doing today? Well, it's sort of been an ugly week for me, so I haven't had a lot of time to do any real preparation. The best news of the week, though, is I did a week ago tomorrow. I spent that 20 grand on the wife and made her happy as all get out.
Wow.
Well, you know, I got her a new vehicle, new to us vehicle.
Yeah.
And now I'm spending the money on getting the things we need to make that vehicle as I want to have it on the road. You know, I mean, transfer the first aid kit. That's no problem. Finding a place to put that first aid kit where it won't get lost or buried when you need it is a different story.
Don't you have those little pockets on the back of your seat and you could just slip it in there? Or?
No, this I don't think this car came with them.
You could get some. It's not that much. No.
So, but you know, the first aid kit's one thing. The it's got different size it's got different size wheels, of course, than what her Toyota had. Now, while it comes with a spare, I'm not as happy with the spare as I should be.
Gotcha.
So I'm looking at buying at least one new tire and putting that up because I do not like donut spares.
Nobody does.
All right. If we're putting a spare in there, I want it to be a full-size spare that fits. And you know where that's there. I need to put the mirror. I need to get a set of those little mirror things that you attach to your mirror, so you have a little bit more, you know, like what you see up in the grocery store, so they can look down into the aisles from the cashier spot. You know, the rounded mirrors. Yeah, I gotta get a set of those to put on her mirrors.
Okay.
So that she can do that kind of stuff. Got to get a new rear view mirror so that, you know, something a little bit bigger.
Okay.
I mean, you know, she's only 5'3". You know,
She's still taller than me.
you know, she needs a little bit extra stuff so she can have the best possible surround sound video.
Oh, did you?
So that she can see what's going on around her. I mean, I want to protect her life as much as possible, but we're going to have the two grandbabies in the back seat of that car, so uh,
Oh,
I want to make certain that they're protected as much as possible too. And that's all kinds of stuff. Oh, oh, by the way, morning data. I don't know if you're still listening, but Sean, thank you. Um,
oh, good morning, y'all. I'm sorry.
and
Data, you're
JoJo.
fucking crazy. I'm sorry. I was rude.
Of course, we know data is crazy. He
Yo,
listens to
look
us
at
every
this
week.
fucking wish. This eBay thing, man. I'm looking at. Boy, you are crazy.
Hey,
Okay,
Wiki. She.
have you looked at this thing?
Oh yeah, I looked at. That's why I pinned the note up there at the top. And by the way, that's data stuff. He's trying to raise some money, and he's
I
trying.
love you, Data, but I ain't paying $410 for some corning where I can go to they are in every fucking thrift store. I know they're vintage, but they're in every thrift store here in most of America. I'm sorry. No, baby. That's the blue book value you're selling them for.
Okay, I almost bought. Remember those old Pyrex? They were sort of a see-through brown pots and pans.
Okay, I kind of yeah. My mom didn't have those. I don't. I mean, she had a lot of old like Tupperware, like the real Tupperware that would pop when you'd open them up. Um, but I not the Pyrex so much.
Let me see if I can find a picture of this
I
stuff
do
here.
recognize that toaster though. He's got it looks like wood on the wood paneling on it for a slice toaster.
I saw somebody had some of this stuff on sale, and I was like, "You have got to be kidding me! I'm not going to pay the price. I mean, uh, pay the price that they want for it because I was absolutely, because if I was going to buy it, it's going to be more for like, yeah, I remember uh, cooking in these things when I was a kid. I mean, they were great. What can you say? It was that stuff you grew up on. It was that
Yeah,
mental.
yeah. My mom had so much crap in her china cabinet, and it was all so beautiful. And I took some of her prettier china, and it wasn't real expensive, but it was a full set, like full 8-piece set with silver rimmed and all that. And the people I went to broke it all up over the years that I lived there.
Right.
And she had these what they call courting cups. They're like demi tests. I don't know what the hell they're called.
Oh yeah, I
They
know what you're talking about.
but they had the couple in the fucking Renaissance or Regency costumes on them, and usually the guy would be kneeling before him, or she'd be bowing with her big ball gown and the big poof white hair, you know. And my mom had a couple of those, and they were so pretty. Um,
Here we go.
they don't sell them anymore. What they sell now are like what do you call it? Just fakes, and it's really crappily done. I'm so upset about it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, we didn't have those.
Yeah. Well, see that's what I grew up learning how to cook in, and that way you could. Mom loved them because she could see everything going on in the pot, and
You could
there
list the list.
was
I'm sorry, your mom must have been a talented cook. I never had luck with glass
my
cookware.
my mom and dad. They were both self-taught farmer cooks.
Okay.
I mean, my
Hey.
my dad grew up in a boys' home. My mom grew up on a working farm with seven brothers and sisters,
Mhm.
and she was the baby of the family. So while everybody was out working, Grandma had her in the kitchen, teaching her how to cook.
Yep. That's what well, we didn't have a farm, but my mom had me in the kitchen like at 3 and 4, just watching and slowly getting me
Yeah.
into it.
And my dad growing up where he did, everybody took turns in the kitchen.
Yep. Well, it was just yes, yeah. So
So, well, when you grow up in a children's home, it's with a lot of it's mass quantities being cooked.
yeah.
When they're trying to feed 75 to 100 kids at a time.
Jesus. It's hard to believe places like that existed when you think about it now.
Yep. Especially since both of his parents were still alive.
Wow.
Yeah. So, ovenware and flamethrowers.
Tupperware that would burp. Thank you, Wiki. I couldn't remember how they said it, but yeah, she had that shit. That's with collector's items now because the Tupperware they make now is kind of garbage.
Oh,
It's not really
uh,
airtight the way it used to be.
yeah, when my mom died, my older sister and I had some pretty good discussions, shall we say,
Ooh.
over my mother's Tupperware.
How ugly did it get?
It didn't get ugly. Let's just say it got enthusiastic. Okay.
Enthusiastic and loud.
Well, a lot of bartering. Well, if you want
Mm,
that, then I get like my mom's big. I think they're like 8-quart mixing bowls.
mm, mm-hmm.
Okay, and only one had a lid.
Oh.
Okay,
And
the other
everybody
lid,
wanted the one with the lid.
and the one with the because the other lid got melted when my mom put it on it fell on the stove by accident.
Everybody's had that.
Right. So we sat there and well, if you want that lid, then I get these two things.
Oh God.
Okay.
Did you ever have the egg serving dish that would
Yeah.
oh my God, my neighbor had it and I don't know who it went to when she died, but we had a neighbor that was all crazy about the Tupperware shit and she had no
My
kids.
sister got the egg serving dish for so that I could have the lid.
Oh my God. She had this ancient deviled egg serving dish with the fucking lid on it.
Yep,
And
yep,
my
yep,
mom found out later it went to someone else. She about flipped her lid.
yep. And people they think about that and they go, "What are you arguing over that for?" You don't
You don't get it.
understand. You just don't get it.
That was some good shit.
That for when you cooked and you cooked for a lot of people, that old Tupperware was made to freaking last and be
Mm-hmm.
easy to clean,
Mm-hmm.
and you could, like that like the deviled egg serving dish.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
the one my mom had was the size of the veggie tray platters.
Mm.
She could put three to be a dozen and a half eggs cut in half.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all the way around this tray. She could make a dozen and a half deviled eggs. So that was 36 halves would fit
They
on this serving tray. This thing was huge.
you need something that big, and they'd go fast too. Deviled eggs,
Uh,
hell yeah.
oh yeah, deviled eggs went real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my mom's recipe for that. That's one of the recipes that my sister and I went through all the recipes and divided them up because they were all on 3x5 cards.
Do you really need a recipe for deviled eggs?
For my mother's deviled eggs, yes.
My mom's was really simple. It was just mayonnaise and the egg yolk and some chopped up green olives, stuffed olives, and that was it.
Oh, now my
And
mom's had paprika.
yes, paprika sprinkled on
Um,
top.
it had some chili powder in it. It had ground black pepper in it. It had, I mean, there's about 6 or 7 different items that went into her mixture. And
Mm.
it was almost a savory. It was more of a savory than sweet.
Oh, that reminds me, and I thought you'd be interested. I saw deviled eggs the other day on TikTok, and they were garnished with like pieces of bacon, like slices of bacon. It was so pretty.
Okay, bacon makes everything taste better too. So,
Damn right.
so
Okay, Wiki. Now I don't know where you're at, but the eggs near us dropped back down to $2.30. Not great, but it's not $4.
right.
The soda. What they've done with soda is fucking crazy though, because it used to be a liter of store brand soda is like 59 cents. Now it's like $1.20, and the name brand is $2.50 or $2.30 or whatever the hell it is. So
See,
yeah.
yeah, I only buy the small bottles of
Mhm.
soda
Mhm.
because I mean the days of me drinking the 20-ounce bottles are over and done with.
So for you, it's portion
I
control.
and so I well no, it's just I just drink so much more water. The only time I ever drink
Mhm.
soda is if I'm eating a pizza.
Oh, there you go.
There's I mean,
For some reason, pizza makes you thirsty for soda.
soda or beer. That's
Mm.
that's the only two things that goes with pizza. Oh
Oh
man, I
man.
speaking of pizza, I saw somebody do something this morning that I mean, it sounds brilliant, but I'm afraid, and I want to try it, but I'm afraid to try it.
What?
Uh, the guy took leftover pizza,
Mhm.
all right, and basically, or I mean, leftover spaghetti, and
Okay.
added that to as a topping on his pizza dough.
Nope. Nope. I'm gone.
All right,
Nope.
he made out his pizza dough, put this spaghetti on it. So of course he didn't have to add any sauce because the spaghetti was already soft,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Added Parmesan cheese and pepperoni and more sausage to it, more Italian sausage. Then baked it off.
Somebody's suicidal. That's so fucking awful.
That sounds delicious.
What is? You know what? I'm not even gonna say it because nope. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I'd add crushed red peppers to that to help it out some, but it, it sounds absolutely. But hey, you're talking to the guy that adds peanut butter to his oatmeal in the mornings.
That's not a bad thing. I've
So
never tried that, but it sounds good.
I add about three or depending on how many packets of that oatmeal I'm opening up, I'll add at least usually about a tablespoon and a half of peanut butter to each packet.
So that's either really, really yummy oatmeal or the beginning of a really, really yummy oatmeal peanut butter cookie.
Well, I mean, I've already boiled my oatmeal, and I add Mike's hot honey and peanut butter to it.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's
Hey, baby girl. Sorry.
spaghetti lasagna. Spaghetti lasagna. The layered spaghetti lasagna. You,
Well, it's
you,
kind of defeating the purpose. It's already pasta.
yeah.
Okay, Data, I really like that tray. I will probably get it in the morning or the day after once I straighten out
What?
my bank. That's a really cute tray. Hmm?
Oh, yeah. The serving tray.
Serving tray. You saw that?
Yeah. Yes.
That was cute.
That is definitely cute.
And it looks like it's wood. So I have a tray, but it's kind of, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah. That I was kind of peeking at that tray myself, but
Oh!
I spent 200. No, I spent $200 on an auction yesterday, so
Oh, what'd you get?
my money's a little bit on the tight. What did I get? Oh, oh. Let me pull up my list of things. I don't have pictures of them, but I'll wait a second here. Uh, let me. Where is? Well, I tell you, some of the things I got yesterday was, um, those canvas wheelbarrow, or not wheelbarrows, but wagons with the heavy duty outside wheels on them.
A canvas wagon.
Yeah, they sell. I mean, they're instead of being metal, it's got a canvas sides, and they can fold up and collapse in on themselves.
Okay, is it for gardening?
Yes.
That means I haven't heard of it, but
Oh,
I
okay.
can picture it in my
Well,
head. So
yeah. So anyway, I got one of those for the wife. We've been thinking about getting automatic dog and cat feeders so that the animals will quit waking the wife up
that sounds
or
really cool.
me up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get
Okay.
fed. And we're looking them up on Amazon and PetSmart and every place else. They're like, $50 and $60 a piece.
That's not so bad. I mean,
Well, I've got I got two of them for $23 a piece.
that is really good. Okay,
So
back to that canvas wheelbarrow.
yeah.
Is that something you were deliberately looking for? Because what I've been seeing lately is everything's getting replaced with fabric. Your laundry hampers, your shelves, your drawers. It not very sturdy. But does she like it?
Well, no, I haven't picked them up yet. I go pick them up tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
So,
I'm curious to see how that works out.
oh, they work out great because she uses the one. We've got another one that we use for bringing in the groceries out of the car,
Mm, okay.
and she's been using that one when she needs to move her dirt, her potted soil and stuff around.
Okay.
All right, so it's
We
like
just got.
okay, and I get tired of cleaning that thing out before I go and put my groceries in it.
Okay.
So I got her one that can specifically go out into the gardening shed for her that she can uh, move all of her potting soil and that stuff around. Uh,
Nice.
and let's see, got some yard decoration stuff for her. I mean, most of got some games for the kiddo, like the Operation Shrek, the version of Shrek version of Operation.
Yeah, you said. Wait, I'm sorry. So you got a Shrek version of Operation?
Yeah, got that for the grandson. Oh yeah, you're right. Today or tomorrow's April Fool's Day.
We're having a failure to communicate here in my house. Yeah. Oh my god. If he puts that chicken back in the freezer for a second time, I'll fucking kill him.
What's putting the chicken in the freezer?
We got chicken yesterday, last night, and so I asked him to put it in the refrigerator. So of course he puts it in the freezer.
Ah,
So I got up in the middle of the night, and I was just up for the rest of the night, guarding this chicken so it could defrost.
right.
Because he will take it and put it back in the freezer. And just now I said, "Did you put the chicken back in the fridge like I told you?" And he's like, "Oh, I put it in the freezer."
And then but
All
see,
you fuckers saying autism is superpower, you can just get the fuck out of here right now. Okay. Fuck all y'all.
oh, what
Oh
will
my
it
god.
have? Hey y'all. That's one of my favorite quotes from a movie
Cool Hand Luke.
ever. Oh yeah.
I gotta see that one day.
Oh, that is an amazingly fun movie. I mean, it's got its downsides.
Hmm.
If you've never seen it, then I'm not going to ruin the movie for you.
I'll
Oh, I
probably
mean, what
figure out the downsides on my
you know,
own.
why spoil a 70-year-old movie for you? But
You know, that's a scary thing to think of, that all the movies. No, I think the most horrifying thing I ever experienced was I was driving down the road with my kids and I accidentally left it on the classic rock station. You need to get out. And it was shit I listened to as a teenager coming on.
Right.
And I'm like, why is this on the classic rock station?
It's
Yeah.
not that old yet.
Yeah, and then I started counting back, and I'm like, oh shit, that shit's 30 years old.
Yeah. That what they call in classic rock is stuff that's like, wait a minute, I remember when that song was. It's like almost anything by Queen.
Oh my god, don't get me started. You know what? This is not getting out of here. You need to go. I
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, he literally slides under the chair I'm sitting in. And yeah, and starts looking around. What the fuck are you looking for? It's a weird autistic OCD thing, and it freaks me out every time he does it. I'm just really proud I didn't scream. I'm sorry.
Oh man, this stuff is so much fun. I am so glad today is a Friday Funstream day.
Guess what I found in the grocery store?
What'd you find in the grocery store?
Stuffed puffs. It's like those big marshmallows. At least I think they're
Right.
big. I haven't opened the bag yet. Stuffed puff, big bites, filled marshmallows. It's got cereal coated marshmallows filled with cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, 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 oh.
It's Yes, cinnamon flavored cream and crumbles. Oh my god. So marshmallows, cereal dipped marshmallows filled with more cereal and cream.
Mm,
Yeah. It's
mm.
not even my favorite cereal, but it looked so good. So we're going to open that later.
Yeah, I see the at least one company's gotten smart here. All right. Cinnamon is a flavor that goes everywhere.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I mean, I go through a lot of cinnamon here at the house.
Hell, you can even
Uh,
break off a cinnamon stick and put it in a chicken soup. I mean,
and I mean, I've made my own cinnamon sugar mixture for to go on top of toast. You
Hmm.
know, uh, 1 cup of sugar to a half a cup of cinnamon.
Okay, do you put it in the processor and like just make it like sand? Like very
Yes,
soft. Okay, that's
and
some pro
then
shit right there.
put it into an old salt shaker, so I can just shake it across the top of my
Look
toast.
at you. Oh my god, look at
Those
you.
old fashioned glass salt shakers that you
I
used to
know.
see in the diners.
They still sell them like the dollar store and stuff.
And
I mean,
I
I've
mean,
seen them.
I love that is my cinnamon sugar. Well, that was my cinnamon sugar shaker. Then the wife started buying that pre-mixed stuff for
Oh.
10 times the price that I actually made my own with. You can make your own hat.
Yeah, but I don't
And
like that much sugar. I'd rather have a little more cinnamon than whatever.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can make your own
Yeah.
and adjust the flavor to how you want it
Yeah, exactly.
versus what the
Get that store shit.
manufacturer. Yeah. So when this bottle of the store stuff is gone, I'll go back to making up my own. And like you said, put it in your spice grinder to grind it up a little bit,
Oh man.
and make sure you got a good thorough uh, mixture of it. So you got
Mhm.
a nice even coating of all flavors.
Oh my god.
And see, now I've got a second one though that I do that I just got my name across the front of it so that she doesn't get into
Don't
that one
touch
by
it.
accident. Well, it's got crushed red peppers mixed in with the cinnamon and sugar.
What?
No, you just went silent when I said crushed red peppers.
You know what?
So
I got
so
distracted by my son,
so
and I
I,
can
I
hear
was
him.
just picturing you going, "Eey,
I
that's
do not
nasty."
judge. I mean, I'll judge, but I won't tell you. But it's a judge. It's an almost judgment-free zone here. I'm not gonna. Now,
Oh,
I got to keep an ear on my son because he's in the kitchen messing around. So,
you don't have a lot. You don't have a lock on that kitchen yet?
There's no door,
Oh,
just an open doorway. It's a really big open doorway too, considering how small the kitchen is. But I guess it's supposed to be wheelchair accessible. But the
ah,
bathrooms aren't, which I think is really funny. Like I don't know who the fuck built this apartment, but okay, so the kitchen doorway is super wide. The kids' bedroom doorway is super wide. The door leading to that door is fucking narrow, and so are both the bathrooms. So it's just there's no fucking sense to any of it. It looks like it was cobbled together with spare parts. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Anyway,
yeah. I did win the auction on about a half a dozen knives. So
nice.
so I'll be and one of them is it's a letter opener style. Looks sort of like a stiletto,
Oh,
but
okay. I
all
used to
right.
love those.
And I'll be putting that on the grinder, and I will be enhancing the edges and tip of it, and then that will go into above the either into my work bag or into the visor above, on the driver's side of the car.
Okay.
So it's I like having sharp, pointy things around me uh, can that can be used in defensive manners. You know what I'm saying?
How to say? I keep a knife under my windshield cover without saying I keep a knife under my windshield cover. Dude, I used to take a box cutter to school. I ain't judging you.
So, well, ever since that day that guy busted out my car window and reached in and
Oh,
grabbed me, and I couldn't get to my gun.
when was this?
Oh, this was, I don't know, about 8 years ago.
Oh,
Eight,
okay.
and
I was like, this sounds like something
the
we should have done.
the and because he had a hold of my right arm and my gun was in the small of my back, I couldn't reach it. So, but a pointy stabby thing located in the cab would have been a lot easier. Located almost anywhere in the cab, I could have grabbed a hold of it and left some permanent markings on him. So, and
Oh man.
now, I did also go on an auction on a 100-year-old buck knife. Well, actually, it's about 85 years old. So I will have to take that in and have it. I'll probably send it back to Buck and have them do a cleanup job on it for me if my local guy can't do it, because it looks like the blade has been slightly warped over the years because it doesn't close all the way. So
Oh wow.
got got fried chicken in Maine, fried dough in Maine.
Fried dough.
Okay, I
I
mean,
love fried dough.
is that where you just take dough and
Ah
throw it in
man,
the deep fryer?
And then you okay, I don't know about y'all, but when I used to go to San Gennaro Feast every year in New York, they would sell these fucking dough balls. They would fry them up and they would like shake them up in a paper bag full of powdered sugar and just hand them to you. And dude, it was just
Okay,
fucking
I know what you're
biscuit
talking
dough.
about now.
Well, they used to call them zeppels, but they're not really zeppels. They're like just fucking fried dough. A real zeppel would be like it would have cream in it and stuff. Yeah, basically any kind of
Right.
dough, pizza dough, biscuit dough, it all comes out the same. But that was some
Now,
good shit.
when you do that at home, do you take and either before you fry them, wrap like cheese or something inside of them first, then make the ball out of them, or do you
I've
stuff them after they've been fried?
I've only ever done this once, and it was a complete failure because they were a little harder than I intended them to be, and I never had the courage to try it again. But no, it's strictly dessert food, and I never thought to put cheese or anything in it. I could probably do cream cheese though.
Oh,
That would
cream cheese.
probably.
Oh, cream cheese would be
Yup.
jalapeno cream with that whipped jalapeno cream cheese. Oh, that would
That
be.
or actually cheesecake cream cheese, like mix it up with sugar and put it in there, and yeah, that would probably be some good shit.
Oh yeah. You notice how I
I need to.
automatically go to the spicier level on this
Yes, I
stuff.
noticed that. Go eat. Go eat. No, go eat. Do you want to die? I'm sorry, I'm not muted.
Now, Sean, donut holes. Donut dough is completely different from almost any other kind of dough. It is.
Yeah,
I
donut. Mm,
I mean, I
oh my
use
god.
at least the dough we used that we made at Krispy Kreme. That stuff, I mean, that stuff was a pain in the butt. Well, it wasn't really a pain in the butt because it was
Uh oh. Oh no.
the dry mix was already pre-made, but it was still 50 or 25-pound sack of that, and then have to the old Hubbard mixer.
The
That
really
stuff,
big one that like would go from like your floor to your waist.
yeah, well, bigger. It actually come up to above my chest.
Okay. Because
And
when
at
I
six
was,
foot
yeah,
three, you can imagine how big that sucker
that
was.
would be. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to reach that thing. Fuck it. I give up.
Well, no,
I'd need a ladder.
all the controls are there on the front. Anybody could reach it. So we had a 4 foot, got
No,
five
but I mean
foot.
to put ingredients in it.
Oh no, the bowl actually would be on the floor on a metal caster with wheels.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
then you could just push it around to where you needed it to go, and then
But
you could
how high was the bowl?
oh knee high to me, a little less than knee high to me. Good
You
morning,
know.
Dar.
Ahoy!
Okay, Sean, you were talking about donut holes. Okay, what I miss are. Don't you start. I know where you're going. Don't you start, young man. Dunkin' Donuts, the chocolate munchkins.
Yuck.
I've never
You
eaten
know
at a
what?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my god. Okay, if you
Don't.
like lemon cream or blueberry jelly jam kind of thing or apple filling, they put that shit in their donuts, and it's the best shit ever. Lemon cream and the Bavarian cream, and oh man, just about any fruit you could think of, they'll put it in a donut. Don't
She
you
said
growl at me, young
cream.
man.
She said
What
cream.
the hell is wrong with you today?
Same thing as
There
always.
was a little shack on my way to work every
Oh
morning
my
out to the air base
god. Hmm.
that they sold donuts. Their
Mm.
tiger claws were the size of my hand, and they were $1.25 a piece.
I'm getting those were like bear claws.
Okay, yeah, bear claws. We called them tiger claws, but same difference. These things were
Okay, it's all
huge,
cinnamon and cream and sugar
and
and
oh
all like
my
flaky.
God, they were so good. Get one of those with the coffee that I brought in from home.
Hmm.
Mm, those things were amazing.
I
You
wasn't a big
just didn't.
fan of those so much.
Well, and the guy always complained though. He goes, he'd complain every year when it was weigh-in time, every February, because his business went to hell in January because everybody
Oh
went on
god.
crash diets
Yep.
after Christmas because having to drop anywhere between 5 to 10 pounds before your unit weighed in in February. So
Man.
yeah, we had one. I couldn't believe this guy. He did nothing but he drank Epsom salt mixture.
The fuck?
Yeah, he would drink an Epsom salt mixture to help him lose
Yeah.
for his crash diet to lose weight.
Yeah, because it helps.
Damn.
It purges water from your body, and it's also diuretic. Means it
Well, there's
makes you
pills
poop a
for that
lot.
now.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what those diet pills and that are
Oh, okay.
just salt based mixture with caffeine added to it to speed up your metabolism.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the old salt trick, that's an old thing's been around for a long time. And to do it for more than just a short period is very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. Be
Mm.
He'd do it for
downright
a month at
dangerous.
a time.
Yeah, any longer than that though, I'm telling you, it's really unhealthy and it's very dangerous.
You say it would actually draw the moisture out of your body.
Yeah, that's what salt does. Yes.
This stuff would actually
So
dehydrate you.
yeah, it does. It kind of dehydrates you, sucks a lot of the um, moisture out of your body. That's what salt does.
Well,
So
if
what
you
it
only
does is
drink
helps you
some
lose a lot of water weight.
water weight, if only you could drink something that would do that to the fat cells in your body.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Actually, that is kind of going around. It's a diabetic medicine,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
Ozempic.
hmm
You know what that really does to you?
tell me.
No clue.
Okay, so what that Ozempic does is it's made for diabetics, right?
Right.
And so what it helps to do is if you have I'm trying to remember the name of that shit. But anyway, so and it does have a lot of caffeine in it too, which is an appetite suppressant. So what that drug does is it suppresses the appetite, and
Yeah.
so you eat less. And so, but which in of itself is not a bad thing, right? But if you don't have diabetes or some of these other problems, it screws with your internals. And they're finding that these people that are taking it just for a weight control thing, it's not really doing a lot for them.
Okay.
No. So that's why when I drink 64 ounces of coffee at work on the nights where I'm allowed to work,
hmm
I just don't feel like eating.
Yes, because caffeine is an appetite suppressant. This is true. And drinking
So
that much coffee can do that to you. Yes.
on top of the fact I filled my stomach with liquids.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that when I was extremely poor, and I mean like extremely poor, we used to drink a lot of
Mm.
coffee just so because there wasn't always um, couldn't always afford to have lunch. So
Yeah, I've been there. I've
and
been
that
there
was
many
not fun.
times in my life. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
that a ramen and mixed with Parmesan cheese was a luxury dinner.
Yep. Been there, done that.
Yeah,
Never occurred to me. Parmesan cheese, that was for rich people.
Yeah.
you,
Well, not the green stuff in the can used to be really cheap.
Yeah,
yeah.
again, that was for rich people after I got my divorce. So
Yeah. No, I get that.
Well,
it was
I,
real
I
bare bones there.
I had a friend of mine that worked at Pizza Hut, so he'd bring me home packets of Pizza Hut's Parmesan
Oh,
cheese.
look at
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah. I remember doing that too.
You know,
I
like
was,
he'd bring me he'd bring me packets of the Parmesan cheese and their crushed red peppers, and I just mixed that in with my ramen noodles.
I was real
So
lucky.
we used to
After
have
the,
this place where they sold Benton tent groceries by the case,
oh,
and you could get a case of ramen for like a couple bucks, right? Made them about 5 cents a piece for each one of those containers.
mm,
Then they'd always have something, like one week they had 4 packs of hot dogs for 50 cents.
oh,
And then, I
shit.
mean, these are like the crap, the real crap hot
Yeah.
dogs.
You knew
You
they
know what
were
I'm talking
buttholes
about?
when you bought them.
Yeah, you knew they were lips and buttholes, right? And so I bought like a ton of them. So what I would do is I would take, boil the ramen noodles, add the flavor packet, throw
hmm
in some tomato sauce, and cut up hot dogs in it. Make ramen stew.
Jesus.
Stuff like that. Just
Right.
you do shit when you ain't got no money.
Uh, we, one of our guys in supply, he got caught, and he got in a lot of trouble for this, but it also brought up a point with the command section. He got caught stealing the unit's MREs,
Yeah.
Oh,
and I mean by the case,
oh
and
God.
he was taking them home to feed him and his wife with.
Yeah.
And you can't the MREs, they're not designed for
Long term
sustenance,
life.
over long term. Because first they're caloric heavy.
Lots of salt, lots of
Yep.
sugar, all the
They're
things that you need.
but to an excess.
Yes. Well, that's because you're meant to, while you're out in the field, you have 8 MRE, and that's supposed to sustain you for 8 hours.
Is it only 8? I thought it's supposed to be 12 to 16 hours. Basically a
Mm,
full day. Eat one MRE a day
yeah,
or
I
one
don't know. I
packet.
thought it was 8, but I could be wrong, and won't be the first time, won't be the
I
last.
mean,
So,
with having 2,500 calories in each meal,
yeah,
man, that's what 7,500 calories if you ate 3 of them a day.
Damn.
yeah,
That's hard to burn off.
that's way too much. Yeah. So, hey, Wikipedia snippet saying, I've heard that they will stop you up, and that is the case if you eat too much of that. Yes.
That's definite.
Yeah, so same way with that dehydrated camping food and hiking food and stuff like that. Um, those packs that you get to go hiking and that,
Yeah.
they're the same way. They're heavy caloric, heavy in carbs for the energy and all that sort of thing. And again, that's meant for you're not supposed to eat 3 a day for months at a time. Because if you do that, because of all the carbs and the other stuff in there, it will after a while it will stop you up. And then when you eat some fresh fruit and vegetables, then it flows. And yeah, that's
The mighty dam breaks.
yeah. And you want to be somewhere where it can handle the overload. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Like your grandmother's or great grandfather's outdoor privy.
Yeah, the outhouse is perfect for that. Yeah, because we spent a couple weeks on the Appalachian Trail one summer, eating all that dehydrated camping food and that.
Oh, you did the
And
Appalachian Trail. How much of it did you do?
not a lot, just mostly through Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Um, I've done some of it in like Pennsylvania, just like day hikes and stuff, but I haven't done much of it. I'm not a through hiker kind of person.
I know one person that hiked the entire Appalachian Trail. He did it in one
Yeah,
summer.
yeah, it can
That
be done. I mean,
that was, I mean, that was when I say one summer. As soon, basically, he started off in the spring and he ended up finishing it in August September timeframe.
yeah, he was hauling ass.
You know,
Wasn't
well,
stopping to smell the roses.
no, his goal, he was doing like 20, 25 miles a day.
Yeah, it would have to be at least that.
He was humping.
Yeah, because I've also done parts of the Sierra Nevada Trail as well.
I've never done that.
Yeah, so it's the West Coast version of the Appalachian Trail. It's not as famous, but
Is it a scenic?
well, the parts I was on were extremely scenic, um, but different scenery
Well, yeah.
because it's kind of a much different look, but it was quite nice. Yeah, I did. One day I did 5 miles carrying my youngster in a backpack, those baby backpacks.
Right.
At the time, he was just like about a year old. So he probably weighed 30, 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did like 3 miles out, and 3 miles back. like 5, 6 miles. And by the time it was done, I was tired.
Yeah, I can see that
But
being
it was fun.
absolutely
I
worn
enjoyed
out.
it. I wouldn't go that far, but I was tired. Of course, back then I was much younger and in much better shape than I am now. So
I think the best uh, we did the Pennsylvania Appalachian Trail. We did that portion of it over when I was in scouting over a 2-year time period, doing different parts of it. But that was still rough trying to complete that up like in that time. So
yeah, so that our scout troop, we take a group of scouts every year for this 2 week long hike out there, and it was kind of fun. I was one of the few dads that was capable of doing it. So
yeah, you've got to be in shape to do that. That's all there is to it. Um, the like we used to do a lot of hiking there in the White Tank Mountains and the desert that surrounds it there in Arizona. And you have got to have your act together before you hike into Arizona and what areas. So let's see what else. Well, we were talking about foods.
Hmm.
Just as sort of a backup, I went and pulled up a list, what is supposedly the top 100 favorite foods of the Americas, of the United States over the past 100 years.
Oh my god! If you mention a fucking food in a Jello mold, I'll scream. That is some ugly shit. I'm just glad I wasn't part of. I didn't get raised in the deep South or the Midwest or any of that shit because that seemed to be really prevalent in those areas.
yeah, there's food in a Jello mode is gross.
Tuna. I mean, I've seen some really weird combinations on the internet. People post their pictures of what their moms and their grandmoms made. I'm like, nope.
Well, what would you think the number one favorite food would be
To cook or to just eat?
to eat?
Because, I mean, I can go out and get a fucking pizza, but I wouldn't make one. So, I don't. Okay, wait a minute. Let me think. I'll die if it's chicken, but I don't. You know what? I'm gonna say one of the top 5 would have to be pizza.
No, I'm looking for number one.
I don't know. It
Yeah,
could be anything.
Dar, what do you think?
About what?
What would be the number one recipe of the past 100 years? To
Oh, recipe.
yeah, that of course it's a recipe, but you got in order for it to be a top 100 recipe, it's got to be something in the top 100 that people would want to eat.
Yeah, but see, I would eat a pizza, but I wouldn't cook one. That was my point.
Ah,
So,
okay.
Yeah,
I
I
would.
wouldn't have a clue what a top 100 recipe is.
All right.
Yeah,
I would say
that's
casserole.
fuck if I know.
Casserole? No, lasagna. What is
Beef
Fried
that?
chicken
Wellington.
pot pie.
Chicken pot pie. Okay. I used to love making those.
I mean
Beef
that's
Wellington.
one of the if I'm not feeling good or I'm feeling I'm just feeling blah, having one of those days,
Yeah.
I will make a uh, chicken pot pie because one, they're easy to make, and two, you just feel good after you're done eating it.
Yeah, with me it would have to be a chicken soup though, because I could just like sear the chicken and then throw everything in it and leave it and go lay down.
Right.
You know, that's the one thing I miss about being married, having somebody to take care of me when I get really super sick.
Hmm.
You know. So what else is up there?
The wife loves it when I spoil her when she's not feeling right.
That is a really nice feeling. I'm not gonna lie. That is like the sweetest feeling ever. Better than getting jewelry or anything. It's just nice. Fiddlehead
Uh,
casserole. I didn't know that was a thing, Duck Dog.
uh,
It is.
Fiddlehead cat, yeah, but you gotta wait for the fiddleheads to be in
In
season.
season. Yeah. I've never had them, so
It's different.
it's different. I was just trying to ask what it tastes like. I need to
Well,
big in this.
it tastes like green.
I like the taste of green.
Yeah, if you
Don't know
like
if I'd
the
like
taste
it in
of
a
green.
casserole. Yeah.
Well, see, the thing of it is, all right. So I was stationed at NAS Whidbey Island, which is just an hour south of Vancouver, Canada,
Okay.
and there was this restaurant up in Vancouver. We'd drive up there every once in a while. Well, okay, so most Friday nights we'd go up to Vancouver, Canada, right? We were young and single, and you know all that kind of good stuff. And so we'd go up there, and there was this one place that served a pretty decent steak.
Oh,
And one of the things they had was a fiddlehead salad. It
Ooh,
was
nice.
that sounds
really,
good.
really, it was pretty decent, yeah. So we'd go up there and we'd get these steak and that, and that's the first time I ever tried that clamato and beer cocktail thing.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's gross.
What?
That
Clamato.
sounds. That
What
sounds
the,
So
like.
what is clamato?
Clamato is, you're familiar with V8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine that with clam
Oh.
juice in it.
Oh.
Nope. Nope.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Then you
No.
mix that
No.
with
No.
beer.
No. No.
Yeah,
God. No. I don't like. I'm
it's
not a
it,
big fan of beers anyway. But clam juice on top of beer? No.
yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of people, this is mostly older folks, right? They like to put V8 in their mix their beer with V8, right?
No, that's a sin against V8 and beer both. No.
Yeah, but a lot of it's an older people thing, and that's I tried it once, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll never do that again.
I really love V8, but the price of vegetables, it's actually cheaper to buy the V8 than it is the vegetables to make it.
Clamato is consumed in Canada, Mexico, and the United States to a lesser extent.
Yeah,
So Canadians and Mexicans drink this crap.
yep.
Ah.
Okay.
And since the one I'm looking at here is done in French, I'm going to assume this is in the Quebec areas where it's really big.
What are you looking at?
Looking at it in Wikipedia, Clamato.
I remember seeing that on the store shelves. It looked nasty.
Nasty isn't the word. I mean,
Well, I mean,
the
it's clam
thought,
juice. Who would? I'm
the
gonna shut
thought
up.
of it, the thought of drink. I'm not a big fan of well,
I like
clam.
clam,
Clam has its place in very few recipes for me.
fried clams, Manhattan clam chowder, and New England clam chowder. I love all three. That's it. That's it.
Here
Uh,
we go. The
okay.
Canadian package artwork includes both French or English and French languages. That stuff just looks nasty. I mean, there's nothing that really sounds appetizing there to me at all.
What are you talking about?
Clamato.
He was just
Yeah,
showing
there's
the
nothing
can
good
of.
about it. It's
Oh
gross.
God, it makes me sick to my stomach looking at it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay, well, it's not there anymore because the next recipe is probably one of your favorites, which is lasagna.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird though. Like I can't really see. My glasses are all fucked up.
Oh,
Okay, so is that? Please tell me that's layers and not the fucking cheat with ravioli.
It's
That looks-
layers.
That's
Okay,
layers.
thank you. Okay, God bless. Okay.
Now I like the ravioli cheat when I do it in my crock pot.
Yeah. I don't know. In the oven, it's just not. I tried it and I was like, no, not really.
No, I'll cheat and do it. I'll cheat and do it in the crock pot and use ravioli for it. That way I can put it on low heat and turn around, and especially, and by the time back when I was working every night, so then when the wife got home from work, all she had to do was dish it up, to put some more Parmesan cheese on across the top of it, and there was your
Yum, yum.
dinner.
Okay, I gotta
So,
ask you before we move on, what ravioli to use? Because it seems like no matter what, and there isn't a lot of variety. So whatever I use, it's really thick and doughy, no matter how much I cook it.
all right.
Or do you make your own? Like,
No, I don't make my own for this
oh,
meal.
now I don't think so.
I'm a little bougie when it comes to ravioli, like you say.
That's what I'm
And
asking you.
back back at our local Walmart, back next to the deli section, they got that little section where they sell their uh, uh, chicken salad, macaroni salad, and such.
Okay.
And they've got a ravioli that's back there in brown bags.
It's pre-made. It's
Yeah, it's pre-made. I can't remember the name of the guy that makes it or the name of the
okay.
guy that's on it, but
Next time you get it, hit me up because I've been reluctant to make ravioli. It's
and what now? See, the wife gets mad at me because I'll take this ravioli and add some coat it with some olive oil, then sprinkle some Parmesan cheese across the top of it, and then throw it in the air fryer.
oh, okay, that's interesting.
And until the dough is just cooked
Okay.
in the air fryer, and
And
pull it out, and then it's dry, so I eat it with my fingers.
oh, okay.
I use it as a finger food.
Okay. You know, I wish they sold the Silver Star ravioli here, but it's like a local thing in New York, New Jersey. So, but that's what my mom used to use, and they were so good.
Well, I like beef Wellington, so
I've never had that.
Okay, here we go. It's Rana, Rana.
Oh, I've heard of them. Okay, okay. They make
yeah,
a lot
we
of
buy
stuff.
their stuff all the time. Cheese tortellini is pretty excellent.
Yeah, and I mean it's what like $7 for their cheese ravioli. It's like $7 for the 20-ounce bag.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pound and okay, a little
Here,
more.
okay, let's see. Okay.
I don't know. That's a lot of money
Michelada.
for ravioli, though. Damn.
It's
Yeah,
good
that's what
though.
I'm saying. I'm a bit on the bougie when it comes to the ravioli because this is the only one I really like. I will not buy a canned ravioli for love nor money.
Okay, I wouldn't, but my son likes it because they served him shit like that in school.
Okay.
So I'll cave once in a while and get a 4-pack as like snack time for him or something.
Right.
Or if I'm sick, he'll go and heat one up. And
But there you go. You see it on your screen?
I'm looking at it and I am, damn, I want this. I have to justify getting that shit though.
But I mean, he's got a lot. They've got a lot of different types. This is just one of the.
This is, yeah. Oh, it's not
But-
the ricotta filled.
This
They
is
do
by
have
far-
those.
But he
Yeah,
does have
they do have the
filled.
ricotta ones.
Oh my god, I really want that. I'm gonna look that up for next week, I think. Damn it.
But like I said, I'm a bit bougie when it comes to my ravioli.
We all have our things. I mean, we all got our thing that we like. If I want something prepared from the deli, I usually go to Publix and it can only be Publix ever.
Yeah, they do have a really good deli there.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
Winn
they-
Dixie.
Yeah, Duck Dog's
Yeah,
fried, fried ravioli is
Winn-Dixie
really
ones,
good.
What
the
the-
Winn-Dixie deli is kind of the land of not quite right.
I have seen deep fried ravioli.
Well, I've had it; it's good, but it's not the
They're
same.
okay.
I tell you what, if you really want ravioli, you have to do like I do and hang out with people that are Italian who make it homemade.
All the people I knew that were Italian, because they would use a Silver Star, and they come like 50 in a box, and
Yeah,
they're like split, like there's layers of 25, and they're split by these plastic sheets, and you have to peel, and it's heavy plastic, like you're trying to seal a room off or something. It's like real thick plastic, and you peel it off, and you break them off from each other and drop it in the boiling water like usual, and it's fucking
You,
amazing.
you say Silver Star?
Yeah. I mean, you might be able to have it shipped here, but it would probably be a crazy amount of money because it's frozen.
Silver Star, Brooklyn's best for 85 years.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yes, you can buy it.
Yeah, I said it's probably going to be like a fortune because it's frozen. Unless they're freeze drying it or something. I don't know.
Let's see here. Instacart.com. So let's see. Let me see something. You know I gotta check out Amazon and see if they have that. Silver Star ravioli. Nah, they only. Nah, that's one brand they don't sell. And of course, the first one they come up with is SpaghettiOs. And a Happy Tot organic cheese and spinach ravioli.
I'm going to stab somebody. That is not a ravioli. That is an abomination. No.
What? Having spinach stuffed in between pasta?
Fucking organic shit. This is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Just organic and spinach. Okay, I like spinach. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't. I'm just gonna shut up because when I start doing this, I attract bad luck. I'm going for kinder, gentler ramen.
Yeah, that only could last so long.
Hey!
No, I'm not
It
talking
can
about you
happen.
specifically. I'm just saying that in general.
What the fuck does that even mean?
The whole kinder, gentler thing, man. You got to be who you are.
Yep.
I'm trying to be closer to God. I'm
'Cause
getting
every time
older,
I try to
man.
be, every time I try to be kinder and gentler, it backfires.
Oh.
Oh, definitely. Well, same thing for me. Same thing for me.
Let's move on. What's next on this
But,
list? We're never gonna get through this
what's
list.
next on this list? Well, I don't plan on getting through the whole list.
Okay.
Okay. Baby back ribs.
Fuck yeah. Okay, I don't grill them or put whiskey on them, but
Oh, I make some mean ribs.
Yeah. My ribs are only so. I hate to admit it. I mean, they're good
See,
enough to eat and maybe some people come up to me and say, "Man, those are really good," but those are people whose taste buds died years ago.
wow.
I have my neighbors and that always ask me when I'm making ribs again.
So
They are a thing of beauty,
I love
but
them.
most time instead of baby backs, I mostly I do other cuts than baby backs just because
You mean like
baby
spare
backs
ribs
really.
and
Yeah, I use spare ribs more times than not because they have more meat on them.
okay. What were you gonna say about baby back? Because
I'm gonna make enemies here, and I much prefer beef ribs over pork ribs.
I'm not gonna fight you over that. I do like beef ribs for certain things, but I want to know what he was gonna say about baby back ribs. That was like
Who?
you.
You.
I cut you off by accident. I'm sorry.
No, I just said mostly I use different cuts than baby backs because I don't think baby backs are all that in a bag of chips.
You know what? They're not that
I, I'm
expensive.
I mostly do like most of the time I do spare ribs just because they're meatier
They are
and they
meatier?
also yeah there's more meat on them and they're a little longer too. So yeah,
See, now I think yeah.
baby backs are just kind of I don't know I don't see any no I prefer other cuts of ribs.
Okay. I didn't know sparrows had more meat because as a kid growing up, we would get spare ribs and they would be these skinny things that look like a dog's ribs,
Yeah.
and they're just. Then I got older and I tried baby back, and they seemed to have a lot more meat. Like they were just chunks of meat on them. So I don't know.
Well, it all just depends on where you go to get them.
Walmart.
No, I don't buy ribs from Walmart.
Well, there isn't a really good butcher near me, so
Well, it's funny because we have this Hispanic store close to where I
yeah,
live,
yeah, we used to have those.
and it's so everybody goes, "Oh man, could go in there and get all my ingredients for
Mhm,
Mexican food." And so I'm
mhm,
like, "Well, let me go check this out." Right
mhm.
there was very few Mexico ingredients. It was mostly like the East Coast Hispanic countries,
Right.
Puerto Rico and places like that, right? Puerto Rican and that, which is fine with me. But the meat counter there, because they actually have a butcher there,
Yes. Yes.
and it's so I'm walking through there, and I'm looking at the ribs, and I'm like, and there's not a single pack of baby backs in there. So what they do with their ribs, and because basically a baby back is just part of the rib, and then the spare ribs like the leftover part, right,
Mhm.
further down with less meat. What they do is they cut the whole rib, so you get the whole pork rib, right?
Mhm.
And I bought a rack of those, made those up, and I got to tell you, I'm never buying my ribs anyplace else ever again.
I
Those
would do
are
it simply for the
freaking
price because they're usually
gorgeous.
cheaper.
Yeah, price was on par, with everybody else, but the cuts of meat were so much better that
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, I got a couple ribeye steaks from there. Um, all I did was slap some rub on them, let them set
Mhm.
for a couple hours, and threw those things on the grill on high heat, couple minutes each side.
Wow.
They were like, man, you could cut those things with a plastic knife.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so um, my neighbor was asking me, he says, "Hey, are these steaks, he goes, what are you cooking?" I said, "Well, I'm cooking ribeye." He goes, "Well, that's my favorite cut." He goes, "Are they any good?" And I said, "Well, they're resting right now." I said, "When they're done resting, I'll bring you a couple pieces." Brought him a couple pieces. Next thing I know, now he's like, "Oh, next time you make steaks."
Ah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, what's your favorite cut? What you got on the grill?
yeah. That's kind of my favorite is ribeye. That is my
Okay.
all-time favorite. But yeah, pretty much whatever I'm making is pretty much my neighbor's favorite.
So, Shrim, you were saying you like beef ribs more?
yeah, I'd rather eat beef ribs than pork ribs.
Okay.
It's a different flavor, that's for
Yeah.
sure. And
It's yeah.
I do like me some good beef ribs.
Okay. I like the beef short ribs, the Angus beef short ribs. Those are so good, and they're so meaty, but they have a lot of fat too.
Yeah.
But they're so
Well, see,
good. Hmm.
and that's the thing with okay, so that's the thing with cooking beef ribs, right?
Mhm.
You have to cook them low and slow and let them render, and you have to
Mhm.
really render them. Otherwise, You get these fatty, chewy
Yes.
chunks that just ruin the experience. Because I know for like when I do beef ribs, I turn the heat way down.
Yes, and you
I
leave
mean,
them for hours.
I just let them go really low and slow for long time. I'm not even gonna say how long it takes me to cook beef ribs, but I will tell you that. And then what's really nice too is whatever's left over, my wife cuts them up and puts them in chili. So
Aww.
yeah, that's like the best chili you'll ever eat.
I only ever use beef ribs for Italian. I'll simmer them all
Oh
day. After they're
yeah,
cooked, I'll simmer them all day because they've got that little bit of a, not a sear, but kind of a separation crisp kind of thing going on. You know,
yep,
Right.
throw them in the sauce and let them go for like 4, 8 hours, whatever you want to do. And oh my God, that's the best sauce ever.
yeah.
Better than,
It's not really gravy unless it's been on the stove for 8 hours.
of course, but like way better than meatballs or sausage or anything.
Oh yeah.
Fucking beef ribs, yeah.
So and here's the thing. Okay, so you brought up one of my sore subjects,
Uh-oh.
and that sore subject is meatballs.
What's wrong with meatballs?
I love meatballs.
Me
Meatballs are one of
too.
my favorite things. 99% of people do not know how to make meatballs. They think it's made
No, they
out
do
of
not.
they just make them out of beef, and that's not how a meatball is made.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
If you don't have some lamb and some pork mixed in there with them,
Pork and veal, along with the beef. Otherwise, it's not a meatball.
Okay. I'm just gonna weigh in here for this because I have feelings. Okay. My Uncle Carmine didn't show me like that.
Yep.
I never knew that people were putting veal and pork in their meatballs, so I tried it like a month or two ago, and
Yep.
I gotta say, not impressed. I
Really.
followed a recipe, yeah, and it had the amount of the percentage per beef per pork, ground pork, and I didn't really notice much difference, and it seemed like a lot of work and a lot of expense to not. I mean, I seasoned them the same way and everything,
Hmm.
and I
Well,
prepared them. It just didn't hit me. You know what really bugs me is people putting like a ton of fucking Parmesan cheese in their fucking meatballs.
yeah,
Like I've
that's
seen this.
disgusting.
I've never heard that, and it sounds really gross. And you're all heathens, and you're going to hell. Because that shit goes on top after it's cooked with the gravy and everything. It doesn't
Right.
go inside the meatball. So yeah, no, just my herbs and my garlic and a little onion, roll and and the egg and the bread and everything, and you roll them up, and that's it. You fry them up till they're nice and brown. Drop them in the pot.
Yep.
It's real simple.
oh, so you pan fry your meatballs?
Mm-hmm.
You got to get that crust on the outside.
Yeah,
Because
so they'll
if
stay
you
together.
cook them, if you only cook them in the gravy, then they're
No, I don't.
soggy and more like
Huh?
meatloaf.
I bake mine.
That's good too. I mean, I've never done
I
that, but
I bake mine at high temperature because basically I do it that way because I'm making more than 12 meatballs.
I do too, and it's
All
really
right,
a pain in the ass to fry them.
and I don't want to spend all day staying there at the stove pan frying meatballs.
Like my mom. No, my mom got sick of that shit, and she used to make. Oh my god, I cringe now. She used to make these giant fucking meatballs. Like I'm not even kidding. Even as an adult, they're fucking giant. And I used to jokingly call them cannonballs. But oh my god, I looking back now, I don't know how she got them cooked all the way through before putting them in sauce.
Probably
And they
didn't
would.
cook them all the way through. Just
That's
But
probably why, between the sheer mass of them and the not being cooked all the way through, is probably why a lot of them would break.
yeah.
yeah,
Ugh, meatballs should not have been that big. Oh
Well,
my
it
god.
depends. See, you know, it depends where you're at because I know some, you know, people from Italy, depending on what part of the country they're from, make meatballs differently.
No, nothing should be made like that. I love my mom, and she was a good cook when it came to Italian stuff, but no, no, no. They're a fucking grapefruit sized, okay?
No,
holy crap!
I know what you're
You're
talking
talking
about.
about 1 pound meatballs here.
Pretty much. I don't know how she could afford that much meat for one meal, but yeah, she fucking meatballs, man. Holy shit.
Did she know a butcher?
Oh yeah, we had a butcher in the neighborhood. I mean, everybody went to the same butcher, so you know.
Had his thumbs been cut off?
Nah, he was an old dude. He had his stuff down. You know, it was a real like white coat, Sam the Butcher
Well,
kind of
but
thing.
you know where I'm going with having the thumbs cut off, right?
Yeah, 'cause they put their thumb on the scale to make it weigh more.
Oh,
You get
okay. I
less
thought you were
meat for
talking
your
about an
money.
accident at the machine, like wood shop or
No,
something. Okay.
No,
that's
No,
an old.
he got caught. He got caught adding his thumb weight to the weight of the meat.
no, it was, he was pretty well. You'd say I want 5 pounds of ground meat, and I need you to do it right now, and they would wrap it up, and the weight would be on it, and like he'd put the little sticker on it, and it was all legit. As far as I know. I
Well,
mean, maybe not.
back in the old days, they used to put their thumb on the scale so that way they made more money for selling you less meat. But
Yeah,
that practice is modern times, because if you go to the butcher shops now, they all have those scales where they put the meat on it and they don't touch it or anything. That's
yeah.
the reason for that. That's the reason
Oh
when
yeah.
they put it up, they move their hands to the side is so that you can see that they're not putting their thumb on the scale.
Plus, they're super accurate.
Yeah, so back in the old days, that was really a common practice.
Yeah, I used to see
Especially,
that joke on TV and stuff, and I forgot it. But yeah, that's an old joke.
yeah, that
Now,
used to be a really common practice.
We had a butcher here. He got it actually caused kind of a scandal because he got caught. He wouldn't zero out the scales before putting the tray on it. So he was adding about 4 ounces, 3 to 4 ounces to your. You asked for a pound of meat and you were just short of a couple of ounces because, well, you paid for that metal tray's weight.
Yep.
You're doing that all day.
And somebody caught him do it and had it on video.
Wow.
And it really caused a bit of a scandal because that little bit adds up in a hurry.
Okay, you got to scroll past this because even though the ribs are not that impressive, the mac and cheese is making me super hungry.
All right, well, how about Cajun seafood pasta?
That will fucking kill me.
Yeah, it's so good.
Late in life allergies fucking suck.
Oh.
Yes, they do. That looks good.
That does look good.
It's like a bechamel with shrimp and scallops and stuff. Yeah, I'd eat that in a heartbeat. I like it.
And my wife wouldn't touch it. She wouldn't even be in the house. I wouldn't be allowed to make that in the house, but man, that looks delicious.
You know what one of the best things I ever ate in my life was? So we're up in Connecticut, right? And so I'm like, let's go find some seafood. We're in Connecticut. So we pulled in this place, right? It was some sort of yacht club or something. And they were like, you might be happier going down the street to this other place. We're in Mystic, Connecticut. And so obviously they weren't going to let us in. So I'm like, all right. So
why weren't they going to let you in?
Well, they probably would have, but they say without a reservation or anything, you'd probably have to wait like an hour or two.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll go down to this other place, right? They had fresh seafood on the menu, but their special for the day was a tagliatelle pasta with beef heart.
Oh.
And so I ordered that, right? That was probably one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. It was homemade, fresh tag with this. The way they did this beef heart, it was a ragu.
Right.
So freaking good.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It was more, and then of course they gave me a couple pieces of garlic bread with it.
Right.
And It's that French bread that's really crusty and hard on the outside, soft in the middle, and
Mm,
it was toasted to the point where it was almost crunchy with butter and roasted garlic on it.
right.
I was like, dude, I was happier than a tornado in a trailer park.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Oh, it was beyond good. It was just like, yeah, they braised that thing, had that beef heart for hours, and like in a wine reduction and everything. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, there was a little guest house in Germany, uh, up near Eberprum. I used to go to about once a month, and they had the best venison and pasta with spatza. That was just absolutely amazing to eat. It was just something that just like okay, she only had it on the menu 2 nights a month, and the when you ordered it, it was serviced for two, and you paid for two people's version, whether you wanted it or whether there was a second person there or not. And but when I went in there for it, she just thought only bring one version out to the table, and the other one she already had packed up and waiting for me out at the door. I ate in there quite a lot. My last month, when she found out I was getting ready to come back to the States, she sat me down uh, at the guest table, which you can always tell that when it had different tablecloth and a little bit fancier centerpiece and such on it. And that was you had to be invited to sit at that table.
That is really sweet.
And when I ate there at least I ate there at least 3 nights a month for 3 years.
Mm.
Yeah, that sort of classifies you as a regular. I don't care where you are. That makes you a regular.
Aw, I just
Your
want some
wife,
shrimp.
Dar's your wife makes a clamato pesto.
That sounds.
Cilantro,
Oh,
cilantro,
cilantro pesto. Okay.
Oh man.
cilantro. That's
Uh,
one of those fancy herbs that.
I
that
fucking
tastes
hate
like soap.
cilantro.
It tastes like soap.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, for some people it does, and some it doesn't. But I think it's interesting that I fucking hate cilantro here. But cilantros from other places aren't so bad. Like I had it in Pakistan, fine. It tasted actually really mild. But here it's so strong, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Anyway,
commercially grown is not the same as
getting it from a
we
little
pretty much
marketplace.
yeah no we grow our own.
Okay. I'm still not a
Oh,
fan.
you got your own little herby garden.
Yeah, we do a lot of things, even though the HOA doesn't approve of it. We still.
Oh, you have my deepest sympathies.
Yeah,
Fuck the
see,
HOA.
I have this thing about it's easier to get forgiveness than permission.
Yep.
Yeah, the problem with HOAs though, is they fine your ass to give you your forgiveness.
Oh, they'll give
Mm,
you a warning usually. Usually.
Mm. Yeah, when we were talking to the realtor when we were buying this house, one of the I think it was like number two on the list was no HOAs, and I underlined that like a dozen times. And she goes, "Well, this
well,
one's got an HOA, but I don't want to hear no buts. You said the magic words HOA. The
Mm.
place It's not on my list. I don't care if it's free. It's not on my list.
It's a double-edged sword. It can be good and it can be bad.
Garlic brown sugar. I don't know, man. I like garlic and I like brown sugar, but together.
Well, the thing with garlic is once you roast it, it becomes sweet,
Okay.
and then it will mix with other flavors. Whereas raw garlic is a different flavor altogether.
Well, I've always browned my garlic. I've never technically roasted it, but I brown it in olive oil before I use it. So I don't know.
If you've got an aversion to garlic,
I love garlic.
okay,
Just
okay. Well, yeah, but try elephant garlic sometime.
okay.
Because that's got total. It's it's not as strong as the smaller version of garlic, and
Mhm.
but it cooks up totally different, and
Okay.
it doesn't affect some people. Some people have a mild reaction to garlic,
Not me, man. I love that shit.
and this stuff is elephant garlic is just different enough that some people that can't eat regular garlic can eat that.
Okay, if you specifically wanted elephant garlic, what would you use it on? Like what kind of recipe?
Same thing you use regular garlic for.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I'm
It,
sorry.
it's a,
I love my garlic. I was just saying I couldn't imagine it pushed, with brown sugar. So
it's just a substitute
okay.
for it. It's like when my father-in-law comes down in a couple of months. All right, I've got to buy elephant garlic because
Ooh. Okay.
he can't eat regular garlic.
Okay.
So that means all my like my garlic butter,
Oh,
I've got to make up I've got to
specific
roast up some
batch.
elephant garlic and make some butter specifically for his garlic toast and such.
Oh, okay.
Which
Yeah,
I mean, it's like when my sister comes down. I she's got a legal pad, 2 pages of a legal pad of food that she can't eat.
a lot of allergies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna suck.
So when she comes down for Thanksgiving, I have to make my own broths and such. I've got to make them from
Oh.
scratch because there's a lot of stuff that she can't eat that goes into a store bought uh,
Yeah.
broth or
Pie or.
pies. But so it's. I mean, it adds just a couple of days to my cooking time, but I'm so used to it that
Oh,
I
you're.
in July August time frame, I asked her to send me down her list of things that what her current list of allergies are, and
Mhm.
she sends me she emails me down the list. I print it out and start making my substitutions and buying what I need to buy, or making my broths and freezing them.
You're a good brother.
Well, happen to love my sister.
Oh.
She's good. She's a good person. You know. So anyway, what's next on this list here?
Oh, fuck my life. I miss shrimp.
Oh, I do too. I haven't been able to eat shrimp in years because of my wife.
Oh, she's allergic?
No, she can't stand the smell of
Oh, are you kidding me? That's fucking
seafood,
awesome.
of any type of a seafood being cooked.
Cod
And
is like the mildest thing ever. She can't even tolerate cod or tilapia.
she can tolerate it if she's that. Well, tilapia is and cod are the only two fish that she'll eat that is not Mrs. Paul's fish sticks.
Oh my god.
I'm not joking.
I know you're not. That's why I'm laughing.
When she wants fish tacos, I've got to buy Mrs. Paul's fish sticks and use those for her fish tacos.
You can't use cod for it?
So.
She doesn't like tuna steak?
Nope. Oh, no.
That breaks my heart, man. You don't even know.
So
First time I had a
I
tuna
wouldn't like
steak.
it at our house, that's for sure.
Oh my god.
and just the smell of me cooking seafood. I was cooking catfish in the house one day this is back when we first got married, and she was at the grocery store, and I made up some catfish for me.
Oh
And
my
she
god.
walked in the house, and
Nope.
she turned around and said, "Okay, here's the groceries. You put them away. I'm going out. You get this house aired out before I come back."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all I was doing is frying up catfish. So, yeah, I've put up with that for almost 33 years now.
Oh man.
I can't believe I'm coming up on my 33-year anniversary.
That's amazing.
May 5th will be 33 years.
Oh, look at you.
That's just,
Cinco de Mayo, baby.
well, it also was my parents' and grandparents' anniversary date.
Oh my god.
That was not planned. It was just when I could get leave. When I could get leave from my job, from the military. My wife could get vacation time from her job, and we had the church and preacher available.
Oh my god.
And it all just synced up to May 5th. And then it was during the reception, my mom reminded me that was their anniversary and her parents' anniversary.
Wow.
And I was like, well, I guess that was meant to be. Then my son went and broke the record, broke the streak.
Somebody had to.
So, but yeah, I missed eating shrimp.
So much. My son loves shrimp too, and now he won't eat it because he doesn't see me eating it.
He doesn't what?
He won't eat it anymore because I don't eat it. It's
Oh.
weird.
Well, he's just doing it because he knows you don't like it.
That's a shame. Okay,
What
that
job?
looks really tough. I don't like that picture. Because I've made stuff like that. But that looks, is it just me or does it look kind of tough? Like it's too, I don't know, unless it's breaded. But even still, I don't know.
Yeah, that does look like it's slightly breaded.
Okay.
I eat a lot of shrimp, so
I'm so jealous.
a lot of seafood.
Bacon, ranch,
Fucking
chicken, enchiladas.
Ranch. Ranch has no business being on food. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta agree with you there, Roman.
I'm not going to disagree with you either. If I make chicken
Fucking-
enchiladas, if I'm not using enchilada sauce and such, I may cook the chicken up in some Frank's hot sauce.
Okay. That's a good way to ruin bacon, though. Fucking ranch.
It's a good way to ruin a lot of things.
Yeah.
We ordered some sandwiches and they didn't have what we ordered. So they just switched it out with fucking bacon, ranch, chicken sandwich rolls. So it's got the, what do you call it? The taco shell, the soft shell, and they're pinwheels. And I was like, this doesn't look like what I ordered. And then I ate it. It was fucking bacon ranch. I'm like, nope. Fuck that shit. It was gross.
Duck Dog, I can honestly say even I've never had ceviche. I've never had it. I've never been to any place that served it. And since my wife only, since I basically don't bring any fish products in the house, except canned tuna when I can get away with making tuna salad, that's it. You really don't want me to survive the night, do you, there, Sean? You want me to die in my
Dear
sleep?
God.
Yeah,
wrong with
that's not
you?
going to work, Sean.
Yeah, you want me to die in my sleep?
He
Sean
won't
must
make
not
his,
be married.
He won't make his next anniversary.
No. I woke up this morning at 5:00, and usually my wife's already up at 5. And I reached up and turned on the bedroom light, and next thing I hear this, "Rawr!" Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't know you were still in bed. And 2 minutes later, her alarm went off.
Wow.
But usually the animals already have her up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but still, nobody likes to wake up and down and get me up and down. Holy shit.
No, it was having that bright light kick on, right? Because she was sleeping on her back.
Bright light. Sean, you really sound like some like evil person in a soap opera who wants to kidnap the girl and convince her she belongs with him. I'm not saying that's what you would do, but you're giving off that kind of vibe a little bit. Oh my god.
Oh,
What is this?
pepper beef and cabbage
beef.
stir fry.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
like
all right.
that. I do that. I do it with skirt steak. Oh God, I
Okay.
love that. Slice up the skirt. Take the skirt steak and put it in the freezer for about 25 minutes, and then are you all right?
You need to go out of here! Oh my god! I'm sorry. Hold on.
I don't know what that was about.
Come up and grab her by the ribs. I don't know.
Something.
But I take my skirt anytime I need to slice my beef thin. I always put it in the freezer for 20 minutes or so. That way, when I pull it out, I can slice it thin without having to worry about it. But I slice it thin, then marinate it for a couple of hours. That's why one of the reasons why I want to get a vacuum sealer, because then it doesn't take so long to marinate your steaks. To marinate your meats and such. And since they cook so quickly, I just put it, as soon as my veggies are done, man, throw in the steaks and the meat, and boom, stir fry is done. All you gotta do is bring it up to temperature.
I am so sorry.
What do you do? Grab you by the ribs?
Oh, he died. He knows better. No, he was creeping behind me, and he's so fucking silent. He'd be an excellent cat burglar, except he can't follow directions. No, he was just creeping behind me, and he was getting his vitamins, and he takes them every day. And I didn't realize it until he's standing real close and leaning over, looking what I'm looking on the monitor. And I didn't see it, but I could kind of feel it. And I turned my head a little bit for no reason, and there he is, smiling. I'm like, ah! Creepy ass shit. No, you know what? That's not funny. Okay, I have a real no. This is a really serious fucking liar. But this is a really serious problem because I have PTSD, and like I used to get like dragged screaming out of bed in the middle of the night when I was living with the junkie. So I if somebody's behind me, I will jump and I'm not screaming as loud as I used to. I used to really fucking scream. My brother-in-law used to think it was really funny and do that when I'm ironing. And for about 4 years, I had a very huge burn scar starting from the inside of my wrist going to my elbow.
Okay.
I burnt the inside of my arm because he jumped up behind me and said, "Gotcha." He thought it was funny to do that like 20 times a day. And I hadn't been away from those people for very long, like less than a year.
Right.
So I hadn't even had therapy at that point, and he would just jump behind me and yell, "Gotcha," or "I see you," or whatever the stupid shit. And my heart would just explode, and I'd jump. And that time I jumped with the iron in my hand. And I had been telling my ex-husband for months, "You better fix this shit." And then I said, "Nope, you can iron all your own shit from now on." Yeah, that was the end of the ironing. And he would say, "Well, but I need this for prayer." I'm like, get your brother that you like so much and get him to do it, because I'm fucking done with that shit. But I got him, though. I got him 3 years later.
I quit popping scares like that. My wife's the same way.
Yeah.
And I quit doing that to her a couple of years ago when she explained to me that she was peeing her pants every time I did it.
That's not fun either.
So
I,
it's like,
you know,
okay, that's a joke now that has gone on to my do not do list.
yeah. I mean, these people, when I was standing still doing something, like pressed a red hot curling iron into the top of my foot. I had scars from that for years too. Yeah. So
No,
I
wait,
get a
no,
little.
that's not funny. That's not funny.
No, that wasn't meant to be funny. That was the assholes I lived with, the junkies I was said to as a teenager. So yeah, I have a real big issue with people like sliding up to me and like thinking they're funny and popping out at me. And nobody seemed to understand that. They thought it was funny to pop out at me, you know. They're like, well, we're not hurting you. I'm like, yeah, but you're making my heart hurt and I'm burning myself and I'm spilling stuff. And after a while, it's not funny anymore. So I got, you know, my brother-in-law a couple of years later. I had an argument with my ex-husband that every time I would go do something, he'd come out to watch what I was doing. And then I'd have to leave the room because this was toward the end of the marriage when we were really nasty fighting with all three of us. And then I'd go in my room to be away from him. And then he'd go back in his room.
Right.
Then I'd come back out and the whole thing would be a cycle repeating. So I couldn't get any fucking thing done. I'd go to wash dishes and he'd need a glass of water. I'd go to get stuff out of the fridge to defrost for dinner and he'd need to get something out of the fridge. No matter what I needed to do, he would block me because he needed to be there first. So finally, I went back in my room and then I made sure he could hear me open the door again and I ran and hid by the kitchen door. And I jumped out and screamed. And he screamed like a little bitch. And he didn't think it was so funny. And he never did it again. There you go. Chicken Parmesan. Oh, I love that shit.
No. Hey, Dar, I need to have you do you bread your pork chops when you pan fry them?
I don't cook.
Oh, you don't cook.
Wow.
I
Does your
eat.
wife, friend? No cook, only eat.
You only grill, right?
Yep.
That's men's work right there.
And I do it extremely well.
I'm sure you do. I've always said that grilling thing is men's work.
Yes, and you're right.
I got into an argument, well, not argument, discussion with the gentleman the other day.
With who?
Okay, with the gentleman the other day. We got to talk about cooking.
Uh-oh.
And I was telling, and like when I pan fry pork chops, okay,
That's the best way to do them.
I do egg wash, seasoned flour, back into the egg wash,
and panko.
Then into my panko breadcrumb, my seasoned panko breadcrumb mixture.
Oh, it's seasoned. Okay, that's
okay.
Fancy.
Yes. Well, the same seasoning that goes into my flour goes into my panko, my bread, my
makes it easier.
All right. Well, you know, more flavor. More, like one guy says, if you ain't sneezing, it ain't been seasoned.
Hey.
And he stood there and said I was doing it all wrong.
Oh my God.
Because it's supposed to be flour, then egg wash, then into your panko. You know, that first egg wash is wrong. I'm like,
no, you have to. Okay, my mom only did one. You know, no, my mom only did one egg wash for her fried chicken, and it was perfect. But you got to do that first. You have to, otherwise it's not going to stick.
That's my point. Is I can never get, you know, the flour won't necessarily stick. It'll and if it does stick, it separates when you cut into it.
Okay, here's the thing though. Like, even if you don't, like, even if it's still damp from the fridge, it's not supposed to be. You got to dry it off.
Right.
So how are you going to get it to stick? This guy's fucking retarded. I'm sorry. Don't tell him I said that, but he's fucking retarded. Oh shit! I'm not supposed to say that. And there I went and said what I was thinking. It's on this channel.
He is mentally deficient when it comes to cooking.
He's not retarded. He's retarded. No.
But this chicken parmesan, you know, that's what made me think of that because, you know, you have to pan fry your chicken.
Right. I don't make that, but I do love it.
And I mean, it's so simple to make.
I just don't have really good luck with it. You know, I'm not a big fan of chicken breast. And, you know, because I always, you know, I used to overcook it. And I didn't realize I was overcooking it until like the last couple of years. And I haven't tried it since then. I suppose I could get like the mallet and make it nice and thin and all.
Right.
I'm just not. I'd rather leave it to the pros.
Now, I've got a friend of mine that makes this, and you're going to hate me for what he does. And I mean, when I first saw him doing this, I was like, okay, you're sick, you're disgusting.
And then you ate it.
Then I ate it, and then I understood why he did what he did.
What did he do?
All right, he would grind equal parts chicken breast and thigh,
Thighs are really juicy.
and he would mix it together. And as he was grinding, he was seasoning.
Yeah, that's a good thing
Then
to do. Why?
he would make his chicken patties
Uh-huh.
for the chicken parmesan out of that ground chicken meat.
If I had a meat grinder, I would do the exact same fucking thing. I'm not gonna lie.
You
A
know,
lot of and what I don't think a lot of people realize is a lot of restaurants use fucking cheap chicken patties and season them up, or grind them up and make them themselves because it's less than chicken breast.
right.
So you know,
But like I said, after I tried it,
it was good, wasn't it?
it was very good.
Better than just like slapping a chicken breast in some seasoning and yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. I would
It
totally
was-
do that.
But when I watched him doing it the first time, I stood there and
really-
told him, I was offended to
You
my
were-
core.
You were deeply offended for Italians everywhere, weren't you? Just like
Well,
white
not-
people getting offended, Yeah. Yeah.
I was just offended as a cook,
Yeah, I hear you.
because I was from the old school. You take
Yeah,
your
me
chicken
too.
breast, you take you tenderize it, then you
Mhm.
flatten it out,
Hmm.
and then you do all that other good stuff to it.
Yeah, nah, man. I've thought of that for years. I just don't have a grinder. I would totally do that shit.
That's why I want to get a meat grinder. This is one of the reasons why I want to
Just
get a meat grinder.
for the fucking chicken parmesan, that is totally worth it. I'd be making that shit every weekend.
Well, not just for the chicken parmesan, but there's some other stuff that
I know you want to make
I-
your sausages and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I
But
want
I'm just saying,
and then buy the big things, the beef bologna. And
Yeah.
my mom's got a recipe for it's like a ham salad, but only uses beef bologna
Okay.
as your meat, and it is absolutely amazing. Or at least it was for me when I was growing up.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah, but that looks like the shit right there. I would love that.
I've never made rack of lamb. I've only had it twice in my life.
My mom's done it.
I've only had rack of lamb twice, and both times was at a British Air Force base.
Oh.
The Brits their NCO dining hall, and I am calling it a dining hall, it was more of a restaurant seating than
I'm picturing
imagine.
it. Tablecloths?
Yes,
Yeah, I got
Yes.
you.
tablecloths,
Cloth napkins.
and the tables and that stuff was all preset at the table when you walked in.
Yep.
I'm sitting there going, "You've got this," and I was like, "This is where you guys eat every day?" Yep, this is our dining hall. And I'm sitting there going, "Oh
Damn.
my god!" This puts every chow hall in the American military to shame. And the food was so good. Oh my god!
Okay, not a fan of lamb, but the idea of it being encrusted with pistachio sounds really good.
Oh, here you go.
Here we go. That's some good shit.
Chicken masala.
Okay, I gotta say, I've never put coconut milk in any kind of gravy I made for my ex-husband. I didn't hear about that till I was divorced. I think that's an Indian thing. I don't think
No,
it's
it's mostly a Thai. It's a Thai thing.
Okay, thank you.
Coconut milk
That's-
and gravy is a Thai thing.
Okay, so yeah, but oh my god.
In India, they usually use yogurt and stuff in it.
Again, never put any dairy in that. I served it on a side. It's like, mint yogurt kind of gravy kind of thing on the side. But That looks really fucking good.
That does. I like chicken masala.
Oh, thank you
Okay.
for reminding me.
What? You're out
Oh,
of
no,
something, aren't you?
no. My boss and his wife, my bosses are, well, they were telling me that they're going to be missing a few days where they're going to be out of touch because they're going to be at Temple.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, see, I don't mind, and I look forward to when this happens
Because they leave you food?
because they bring me food from the temple,
Nice.
and when I'm talking pounds of food.
Goat karai.
You know, goat,
Yes.
goat
Wow,
and
I am so
chicken.
impressed.
What?
I'm so impressed. My ex-husband used to make that for me. I'm so impressed you know that.
No, what? Goat karai?
Oh, I'm thinking goat plow. Sorry, but it's probably
No,
similar.
yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
It's rice, right? The goat rice?
Yeah, well, it's
No?
goat meat in a gravy over rice
Yeah.
usually.
That's a
And
good shit.
yeah, that was
Listen to him growling over there.
yeah. Eat that with some of the um, uh,
Naan?
what is naan? Yes, with garlic naan. Oh,
Okay, now here's a little trick my ex-husband used to do. You know Miami subs, right?
yes, I do.
Okay, you know that bread they have, that fucking awesome bread.
Yep.
Okay, every week he'd buy 2 bags of that bread, and they would sell it to him for like $5 a bag or whatever. And there's like 10 in a bag or whatever. And he didn't make his own pita bread or naan or anything. He would just bring those home and heat them up in the oven.
Oh, that'd be
And
good.
they were so fucking good
Oh,
though.
could you imagine putting goat karai in there instead of putting it over the rice or chicken masala and making like sub sandwiches that way? That would be so good.
I do not miss making naan. Or not naan. What's the other one? The roti. I do not miss making that shit at all.
Yeah, roti. Yeah, that's
Oh,
kind of weird for me. I'm not a. I don't know.
it's just the whole process is a pain in the ass.
It is very much so.
Well, see, they taught me, my boss's wife, my female boss, she taught me how to make naan using my cast iron skillet since I don't have a tandoori.
Okay, I would make naan.
And it's not as good if it's made in a cast iron skillet as versus the tandoori, but it's still good.
But do you brush it with a little butter and garlic?
Yes.
Okay, that's good enough. You don't have to be exact. Like, you don't need
No,
good
no.
flavor.
They gave me the recipe for what they use at the temple.
Oh man, that's some. I need to. No room. Fucking tiny ass counters. Fucking give up.
So, but she explained to me how to do it with the cast iron skillet since they do it in their tandoori pots.
Oh man.
And you know, I'm not
You
going to
know,
the expense and everything of buying that
I
to
I'll bet you money
cook
my
naan.
Kamado. I bet my Kamado
You could probably make it there.
would
Yeah.
would work just like a tandoori.
You could make the chicken. You could make the naan. You could make all that shit in there.
Well, on my Kamado, I have made Peruvian chicken.
Never had it. Sounds good.
Oh, it's beyond good. It's yeah.
I think the only thing better than that chicken in that picture was if you fried the chickpeas in the gravy right along with it, because with the chickpeas it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite things is chole bhature. So you get the plate of the chickpeas, the chole,
Yeah.
then that puffed up
Yeah. The pastry, the
bread.
little dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, put some of the green onions, yogurt on top. Go to town, man, dude. I love Indian food. It's like one of my things.
Yeah. My only problem with this plate, as it says here, is I can't tell if that broccoli was oven roasted or not.
It kind of looks like it, but I'm not sure.
I can't tell if it's been boiled or oven roasted. And if it hasn't been
Looks boiled to
oven,
me.
if it hasn't
Okay.
been roasted, then it needs a cheese sauce over it to be edible.
Well, and see, the thing is, when you boil broccoli, that makes it too soft.
Okay, you don't have to boil it for 15 minutes. I kind of put a little lower water in the pan so it's kind of steamed. So it's not so bad,
So,
But
now roasted broccoli, I will eat roasted broccoli all day long.
that's pretty good, yeah.
Olive oil, salt, pepper, a light dusting of finely shredded Parmesan cheese.
Mm.
That is amazing.
I'm really missing having an accounting space because the last 5 years I've seen so many recipes for naan in a skillet come out, and I'm really kind of bitter I never got to make that.
Here's one for Dar.
Grilled tenderloin, what? Grilled tenderloin.
Garlic pepper.
Ooh,
This is up Dar's alley.
right here, Dar. It's beautiful. I'd eat the fuck out of that. I'm sorry.
Well, when I do my tenderloin on the grill, depends on which. I'll either use my Kamado, but when I do it on my Kamado, I use a different rub than that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I like to do that about that color. That's perfect temp right
that's
there.
beautiful, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I use
Dar-
I use a different rub, but
Yeah, damn it. This ain't right.
Yep.
but you got to
Dar,
get that nice crust on the outside.
just as a reminder, it is a little bit past 11. I can.
Close.
I don't mind continuing the stream, but I know you got business.
Yeah, well,
So if you can continue with this, great.
yeah, I got it. I can go another 5.
All right. I just don't want to be responsible for you not, getting in trouble anywhere.
Well,
I've
see,
never
the
I've
thing
never
with
been successful with risotto.
I've never had it.
risotto's hard. It's very hard,
I've heard that.
but it's so good. One of my favorite things is fried risotto, but that's
I've only seen it boiled.
no. So when you make your risotto, right, it's not technically boiled, all right. But it's constantly stirring. Then after it's done, you take it and you make it into risotto cakes and you fry it, leftovers.
That
and
sounds
it's really good
interesting.
that
All
way.
right. So you do it like your stir fry rice and such. You let it set for 24 hours and then
Yeah, it's
go
a
from
good way
there.
to use the leftovers. So, like,
Okay.
yeah, you know how you do rice, you can make rice cakes later after it's, yeah, same way with the risotto. And by the way, risotto is really good if done correctly. I know that one doesn't look appetizing, but
No, but the
risotto is
idea of
good.
it sounds. That's like the one thing they always have on Hell's Kitchen is fucking risotto and Wellingtons, and I've never had either. They both sound so good.
Well, I've had lots and lots of risotto. Um, when I was in Italy, I ate a lot of risotto
Oh, okay.
just because that's like one of the national things they do there and do it extremely well.
I may have had risotto though when I ate at this one Italian restaurant in Germany. But
See, and the problem with risotto, a lot of times they put mushrooms and stuff in it, and I don't like mushrooms.
Oh,
oh,
I
well, see,
fucking
that
love
looks
mushrooms.
that just looks absolutely amazing to me because I love mushrooms and
Me too.
fried mushrooms like that. Just I'm drooling looking at them.
Yeah.
So
I ate at this one restaurant where they did risotto, then they put this chicken on top, a little sauce,
Ooh.
and a little bit of real cheese, not that grated Parmesan crap that you get here, but
Yeah.
it was freaking amazing.
red snapper, Vera Cruz style red snapper.
If you get real red snapper, that is an excellent. A lot of times they will sell you other kinds of fish, tell you red snapper, but no, red snapper
That
is.
will send you to jail in Florida.
What?
Yes,
What?
it will.
What? I will send you to jail. I'm sorry. I was looking at the fish and
Well,
drooling.
so like orange roughy and red snapper, right? a lot of places will sell you fish that's not red snapper or
Oh
orange
yeah,
roughy, but tell you it is, right? But in
yeah.
Florida, that will send you to jail if they sell you something and
Well, yeah.
tell
I
you
mean,
it's
it
red
should send
snapper
you
and
to
it's
jail
not.
in most places. It's fraud.
Yeah, but a
It's
lot of
You would
places
think.
they get away with it.
Oh,
we,
Kathy
we,
Griffin.
we had a guy take he was taking ray wings and
oh, manta
cutting
rays.
them out and with using a pastry
A
cutter.
whole yeah,
And
saying it was scallops.
right.
Yeah.
Those poor
and
rays.
and
Oh,
he
but they're
ended up in
good.
jail. He got 2 years in jail for that.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I know they probably taste good. I'm just saying, they have the cutest little faces.
Have you seen that video of in an aquarium? This big ray comes by, and this nice sized fish comes rolling by, and all of a sudden the ray snapped him up and ate him.
Yep.
Circle of life.
I that took that happy little face and put a whole new perspective on it.
Well, the first time I ever had skate, right? Because the skate is a fish that has wings like that.
oh,
Right.
jeez.
And so I'm at this restaurant in San Diego, and they said their special was skate. So I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to try that." It had a lemon peppercorn sauce on it.
Ooh.
That was amazing. It was flaky and yummy, and oh
Mm.
yeah, that was amazing. But yeah, that Veracruz style, I like that because with the vegetables and everything.
It's got capers, though.
Yeah, capers are amazing.
Yeah.
Capers are so freaking
Oh
good.
my god, of course you like capers. Anyway,
What does that mean, raw man?
nothing. You have a more refined palate than me, that's all.
When my brother-in-law was here, we went to an Italian restaurant that had whatever the Italian name is for octopus or squid, but it had been cooked
Squingili.
No,
with
squingili snails. They're mollusks. Yes.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
it was whatever that is, El Diablo. So I was like, oh, that sounds hot.
Well, there's a big difference
Nice to it.
between squid and octopus,
Yeah.
and I love
I'm
them
sorry.
both.
Oh, I do too.
So this one Italian restaurant that we used to go to quite a bit, they took the squid, right, and they grilled it and served it with cannellini beans
Ooh,
Oh, I love those.
and toast. Oh, freaking amaze balls!
I've never
I'm
had
gonna have to go buy some
grilled
octopus and
squid.
grill it. It's freaking amazing
My
because
mom
what
just
it
likes
does, you get that char on the outside,
Right.
and it turns the meat real sweet because it's kind of sweet and salty, and it's amazing.
Hmm. That sounds. I do like octopus. I do like squid.
calamari. I couldn't think of it. Fuck.
Calamari. There you go.
Yeah, calamari
Yeah.
and squid.
My mom used to love that shit. I could never watch her eat it.
Oh, I love calamari.
Yeah, that's what this was. Calamari El Diablo. That's what that was.
Yeah.
And it was nicely spiced with some
Yeah.
Italian hot pepper. No clue what
Yeah,
the
the-
Italian hot pepper was, but it was
It's
delicious.
Calabrian pepper.
So,
But actually, it's a chili, so it's Calabrian chilies.
right. It was. It had a completely different. I mean, it had the same heat levels, maybe a jalapeno,
Yeah,
but a
different
completely
flavor.
different flavor to it. That
Yeah, the
was
Calabrian chili once used to be. You went to Italian restaurants and they used a lot of Calabrian chilies, but not so much anymore because they're hard to get now because the celebrity chefs started cooking with them, and of course, anytime that happens, everybody wants it, and everything becomes more expensive. Same way with, once Bobby Flay and those guys started touting the
Fuck
the
Bobby Flay.
wonders of sriracha, which is something I've been eating for years before those
Ugh.
clowns started doing it. Just raised the price, made it harder to get.
Yeah.
I've never been
All
a
right.
fan of sriracha.
Sriracha is it's the most wonderful thing on the face of this planet. How can you say that? The garlicky, sweet, spicy.
The
You're hurting me.
this place I used to get Japanese rice rolls from
Okay.
would give you sriracha to go with it,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
and I just didn't want. I was like, I'd rather do the soy sauce dip than the sriracha on it. And y'all know I'm a fan of the heat, so
Oh yeah.
sriracha's got a good heat to it, but there's just something about the flavor that was a little off-putting for me.
Well,
I
sriracha's
never had
not
sriracha.
Japanese. It's really sriracha's a Vietnamese thing. Because
Okay.
you know the guy that makes Hoi Fun, right? The sriracha here in the U.S.
Oh
He
yeah.
came over part of the Great Boat Lift, right? Moved to
Okay.
California and started his factory because he was missing the flavors of home. Now, if you go to Vietnam, Thailand, those places, every family has a recipe for that. They're all different,
Yeah.
and that's where I got the taste for it. So, I mean,
What in the name of all that's holy is Japanese rice swirls?
Okay.
What?
What the fuck? What? You're gonna have to scroll down and share with the rest of us here, honey.
No,
Japanese
Sean's
rice
got it
rolls.
in
He's
chat.
asking the
Okay.
question.
Okay. Hold on. Now I gotta look at.
He's making a joke.
God damn it, Sean. I was finally like, yes, I can eat my enemies.
All
And now
right,
you're
I gotta
going.
go.
All right,
Oh.
thanks for coming out, Dar. Much
Have a good
appreciated.
weekend.
Have a
Hey,
good weekend.
I'm just gonna mute myself because in case you guys are still going when I'm done.
Eat a ton of shrimp for me.
Yeah, and then eat the second ton for me.
Japanese rice squirrels. See, I was all like, tell me of these rice squirrels you speak of. Thinking, yeah, I hear you now. Now I'm just full of disappointment.
I said something that sounded like Japanese.
You were saying
rice.
Japanese rice balls, and
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I could kind of see how it might sound like that.
Yeah, see, this was a place that was just a little Japanese restaurant just off base. So we would send somebody, if we sent somebody out on a lunch run, we'd flip a coin, we'd somehow determine where we were go for lunch runs. And, because the one person would go and it only went to one place. So we'd always call ahead to put in the order. That way he just had to go off base, pick up that one order, then bring it back, and then when he got back, we'd all sit down to eat. And whenever I got introduced to Japanese rice balls there, and they were really good.
Okay.
So, and that's where I got introduced to sriracha. And maybe because it was on the rice balls is why I didn't like it, but it just.
Well, they put a lot of stuff on that to try to get some flavor and stuff. So.
I'd much preferred the soy dip.
Yeah, soy sauce is really good.
That came. Well, now what they did there, I found out later. What they did is they added MSG to their soy dip.
Of course, MSG makes everything better.
And this was back when MSG was
forbidden.
Had the bad name.
Yeah, it was really eliminated from the U.S. for a long time.
Yep. In fact, it's still, if something has a MSG in it, they have to label it.
But at least it's allowed,
as contains MSG.
That shit used to be practically banned, though. I mean, it was like you couldn't find it in anything.
That's why now if I see something that says contains MSG, I automatically buy it
Yes, yes.
because I know it's got flavor.
I don't want to be here for a long time. I want to be here for a good time.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, what is this? Let me go.
Coke oven. Thanks, but no
Oh,
thanks.
I've never had that.
I
I really do. You use wine in your cooking? I really don't.
No, I don't use. I've got some cooking red wine and cooking white wine, and then some wine vinegars. But I only use them when the recipe calls for them.
Okay, here's the thing. I've cooked with wine, and didn't really notice any difference other than the gravy was thinner. But when he used to get the chicken from the halal market, it was a really not great market. It wasn't bad. The meat wasn't bad, but they put all the meat in the same freezer, and it developed like a smell to it. I was like, fuck this. I used to soak the meat, like marinate it in wine to try to get that smell off.
Oh,
It was fucking awful. And it did work mostly, and then I washed it off to make sure, it wouldn't go in his food when he was eating. But he must have thought I was a closet alcoholic, though, because I had wine stashed everywhere so he wouldn't find it. But I had talked? No. Oh my God. One time he went back to Pakistan, and I put a bottle of wine in his, what do you call those zip things? The suit bag. I put a bottle of wine in a suit bag, and I'd forgotten about it. And the kids were real little at the time, and they were playing in the closet, and I heard crunk. Yeah, it was one of the suits he had dry cleaned like right before he left.
oh
And
no!
it wasn't an expensive suit; they were really fucking cheap suits. So I hung it back up, and I kept saying, "Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna clean it out later." But I kept forgetting because the kids were crazy, and then I had a friend in from another state because I always brought my friends over when he'd leave the fucking country because he's an asshole, and just all this shit going on. And then I did a massive cleanup before he came home, and he went to go put his things away, and he's like, "I don't suppose I need to tell you what I found in the closet, huh?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, I need to put some honey on my shopping list.
Uh,
I've been sitting here drinking honey tea this morning.
oh man. Okay.
Well,
Oh my God.
no. Like I said, I hadn't been feeling good for the past few days, so I'd rather, after my first cup of coffee, I just drink honey tea for the rest of the day.
Okay.
I didn't even made up chicken strips last night for dinner,
Yeah.
and I didn't. I just made them up for the wife. Made up the whole dinner for the wife. Then I went and sat down on the couch.
Oh.
You know, and she, aren't you eating? Nah,
Yeah, you're not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it. You know, you're
You need. Oh man. If you lived near, I'd make you chicken soup because that's what I'm making in a little while. Making a real strong chicken soup.
that don't even sound appetizing to me today.
No, but the broth is good for you. The
So,
garlic and the onion and the ginger and all that stuff in it. I put
now
a lot of stuff in it.
speaking, now my damn dog.
Uh oh.
We got next time we go to the vet, I got to make sure the wife asks this question. For the past couple of weeks, the only way we can get him to eat is if we soak his dog food in beef broth.
Okay. What's the
We,
question?
know, we've never had to put his beef broth in his food for him to eat, but now if we don't put it in, he'll go 2, 3 days without eating.
How old is your dog?
Let's see here. We've had him now 10 years or so.
Okay, maybe he's just got a craving for it.
So
I mean, you cook a lot, so but he won't take chicken broth as a substitute like you made
no,
yourself? Okay.
no, got to be beef broth.
Maybe he's got a deficiency or something and he's trying to, he's craving it.
I have
'Cause
no idea what in the hell this is.
It's
Carnita.
carnitas. I mean, it's like a fucking taco. It's the same thing.
Oh. You've seen them small tortillas, right? They
Yeah, I use those actually.
like maybe 3 or 4 inches across.
I got those. I make mini egg omelets on those with cheese. Yeah.
Right. The wife and I found that 3 of those with either pulled beef or pulled pork, pulled chicken, or beef in them makes a meal.
That's
Makes a nice meal.
yeah.
And I pan fry. Now, see, I always take these flour tortillas though, and I pan fry them.
Yes, because they have a raw taste to them. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, they do. They definitely
Thank
do.
you.
So I put a little bacon fat in the cast
Oh, look
iron
at
skillet,
you.
and then pan fry them in there. So
Yeah. Only way you can
I
bear it, huh?
really, only way I really like them.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we can skip the blackened tuna bean as neither. That's something
That
I've
looks
never had.
disgusting.
It
I
does.
loved I love tuna steaks though, and that puts it to shame right there. I blackened blackened anything, I won't eat it. It sounds
Now,
disgusting.
Boar's Head Restaurant
Okay.
was the first place I had anything blackened, and I had a
What was it?
blackened steak. I had a blackened surf and turf. So
Okay.
and I chose a steak and a fish,
Okay.
and it was they blackened both of them, and it was I have to admit that was absolutely delicious. The
Okay.
visually it was off putting
Yeah,
because
because
it
it looks
looks
burned.
burnt.
Thank you.
It looks
What is it?
burnt.
Does it taste burnt or
Oh
what?
no, 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 no. That's just that no, it was absolutely delicious.
Okay.
It was absolutely delicious. It was amazing how good they and fish, it's like and fish has got
Hmm.
you can ruin the flavor of fish in a hurry.
Yeah.
But how they did it was absolutely amazing because it was delicious. The flavor of the fish just came out and it was just absolutely wonderful. So
Okay.
cedar planked salmon. Never done
Okay.
it. Never had it.
My mom made salmon croquettes when I was little, but I'm not a fan of salmon. Just I don't know.
My mom loved it, but she'd only get it at one restaurant.
Oh,
So paella.
yes. Kill me, please. Fucking shellfish, man.
That's right. You don't eat shrimp.
I want it so bad though. I can't eat any fucking shellfish. I will literally be murdered.
Ah.
Yeah.
Now
Uh,
this is a lie.
what?
This is 4 cheese margarita pizza. No, it's not a
No,
margarita pizza if it's got 4 cheeses on it.
it's not very appetizing looking either. I'm not. It's no
It
color to it.
it is not a margarita pizza if it's got 4 cheeses to it. You can call it that all you want, but it's like, well, I'm not going to go there.
You're
Uh,
gonna, you're gonna, you're gonna disgrace me for this, but I really like the California Kitchen flat pizza with oh god, I think it's feta and ricotta and spinach.
oh, it sounds good.
It's really fucking good because it's got a lot. It's not bland like just plain mozzarella. It's really good.
Actually, it sounds delicious. I mean,
Hmm.
uh, I I happen to like flatbread pizzas.
Hmm.
In fact, I keep one in the freezer at work
Yeah.
all the time. And sometimes I get hungry at work and I want something to eat, and it's nice that flatbread pizza, pull it out, throw it in the air fryer, and
Technically, it isn't flatbread, but it looks.
it's flat enough that it could pass. It's really
Right.
they don't sell them here anymore though, and I kind of miss them. This just prompted that that whole recognition thing in my head. I hadn't thought of them in a long time.
Well, I tell you, one thing I do miss that I can't seem to find here, at least
Hmm.
not locally, is really true pocket pita bread.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in years.
You know,
But if
because
you make your own roti though, and you use white flour
right,
instead of and you make them small, and you push them down really well when they start to bubble up, you'll come up with a pocket pita.
but will be one that won't bust apart when you try to fill it.
I never had luck with those. I'm going to be honest with you. The store bought ones, they always fell apart on me. I never
Right.
had
I
no luck.
mean, that's what I'm saying. There used to be a bakery years and years and years ago that if you wanted pocket pita, they had it there, and it would. I mean, when you cut it in half,
Sturdy.
it popped open. You had the perfect pocket in there, and you could actually put 8 ounces of filling into it.
You could probably try to make them and just maybe do it in layers and then stick them together before the inside is cooked. I don't know. Something. Oh, chicken kebabs. Fucking A. I'm sorry.
Never had
chicken.
one.
Oh, it's like eating what do you call it? The tandoori chicken. You're roasting it on
Right.
a grill. Yeah, it's I never had Turkish, but it's really good. Now see, the thing is that when I think of kebabs, I think of ground meat made into a little patty.
Right.
And they're about the size of your palm. You draw a little circle in your palm, and and I used to make those. Yeah, so I have a hard time thinking of them as skewers.
Somebody had reminded me of a German ketchup that I used. Again, I got hooked on when I was in Germany, and I'd never seen it back here in the States. And I found some on Amazon. Let's see, where is my orders? Because
Oh my god!
It should be coming in here soon. Yeah, the curry ketchup, and it should be coming in here soon. Coming in next week.
Okay.
Because it has to come from Germany, therefore it's not something they keep on their
That's right. You mentioned it a couple of weeks
shelves.
ago.
Right.
You're going to order it. It's funny because somebody was talking in a stream last night about different kinds of ketchups, and they were showing vegetable ketchup, which I'd never fucking seen before, and all this other weird stuff. And I don't know.
I've never a vegetable ketchup.
I'm guessing it's mainly tomato, but probably.
I mean, all
Some
ketchups
other
are
stuff.
vegetable ketchup. There's no meat in ketchup.
Well, you know what? No, I get what they're going though, because you see ketchup and you expect it to be all tomato. So the ketchup.
Well, if it's not tomato, it's not ketchup.
I'm guessing there was some tomato in it because that had a kind of orangey, dark orangey kind of color. That was almost like regular ketchup, but not. I'm guessing there was some kind of gourd in it or something, and maybe some banana peppers and some other stuff. I'm guessing it was marketed to little kids that don't really eat vegetables, and they're trying to make it sound super healthy for your children.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't really have a kiddie label, but I'm guessing that's who it was marketed to.
Have your kiddies dip their French fries in this, and they get their vegetables at the same time.
Right, like the old lunches that would say ketchup's a vegetable now. Anyway.
Well, technically, ketchup is a vegetable because it's mostly tomato.
It's a vegetable recipe.
Right, but
mushroom ketchup was the first ketchup.
I've never heard of mushroom ketchup before.
He's probably talking about some shit from the 1800s or 1700s. I don't know, but I've never heard of it either. But it sounds interesting. I like mushrooms, so.
Okay, mushroom ketchup recipe.
I will look up the history of this later when I'm not so stoned.
I've got it right here in front of me. Good old Wik. This is one of the few times I actually trust Wikipedia to know what they're talking about. It's like Snopes. There are some things I actually trusted. I can trust Snopes to be telling the truth on. Not much, just sometimes. Okay, style ketchup that's prepared with mushrooms as the primary ingredient. Originally, ketchup in the United States was prepared with in the United Kingdom. It was prepared as mushrooms instead of tomato. Main ingredient. Let's see here. Use it. That doesn't. That I love mushrooms, but that color that just looks.
It looks like a mashed up mushroom.
No, it actually reminds me of my grandson's diaper.
Ah, come on. Why do you have to go ruin it for us?
Well, that's what it sort of reminded me of by the looks of it. Okay. A manuscript cookbook, Charleston, South Carolina, was written in 1770. Documented mushroom ketchup. They used 2 egg whites to clarify the mixture. The English art of cookery. And a walnut ketchup for both mushroom ketchup and walnut ketchup.
I gotta tell you, the walnut one sounds interesting.
Yeah, that does.
I would
I
try
mean, the
that.
mushroom one sounds interesting too, but it's I just don't know. It, I think this. Well, because mushrooms are so full of liquid, I can see how you can make it into a ketchup.
Yeah. I don't trust the version that calls for dried mushrooms, and then you use like red wine in it. Fuck that. No.
What kind of mushrooms?
Dried mushrooms.
Oh, dried mushrooms.
Okay, it says the version in the English art of cookery calls for dried mushrooms to be used for the ketchup's prep, and it also uses red wine, and uses a cooking reduction. No.
I don't know.
I don't want
Okay.
wine in a condiment. I don't want wine in a condiment. And that's I'll
Okay.
just leave it there.
I'm gonna have to find the recipe. I'm gonna have to make it.
Tell me how
That's
it comes
all.
out. Because
That's all there
honest,
is to it.
oh man.
I'm going to have to make this.
But when I hear walnut ketchup, and I get reminded of when I used to work in the ice cream place, and they had a walnut honey topping,
Right.
and well, it wasn't really honey; it was sugar water. I felt so bad. I was so broken and disillusioned. But yeah, I like the taste of the walnuts in that though. Fuck.
Okay. White wine, vinegar, lemon juice, dried mushrooms, garlic, shallot, cloves, bay leaves, mace, nutmeg, salt, and pepper.
Yeah, you lost me at the mace and the nutmeg and all this other stuff. It's no longer ketchup. Like then it's just a stew.
Right. Now,
I mean, I like
used
those
as an
things, but
ingredient to flavor Scotch brown soup, a bread soup made with beef.
yeah.
Okay. Camp ketchup in addition to beer, white wine, anchovy, shallot, ginger, mace, nutmeg, and black pepper.
Okay, you're just making a gravy there. Stop
Yeah,
pretending you're going to use it.
yeah, that's a gravy.
Which I like the idea of. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of wine, like red wine, and it has to be a specific white wine. I don't. It's fermented fruit juice. Let's be real here.
No, what? That's it. The
Sorry.
only wines I really like, you would not use in cooking.
Right. I like
Okay.
sweet wines and things like that. Yeah.
All right, that's me. I like a Auslese, Spätlese, or ice wines.
Yeah, you're fancier than me. I'll just have
And I mean, these are all German wines. They're not fancy wines. They're
okay.
just German wines, and it describes when in the season the grapes are picked.
Okay.
Okay, the ice vines are the grapes are picked after the first frost,
Ooh.
so they're very, very sweet. It's a dessert wine. Your
Yeah.
spate lace is just that, a late wine, late grapes. And your auslace is the first picking after it starts cooling down. It's late wine. It's a
Yeah.
late grape. So it's
So you probably like the ones picked after the frost the best.
oh, the ice vine.
Yeah.
That's my absolute favorite. But you pay out the yin yang for it because
Yeah.
there's so few grapes left out in the field
Yeah.
to stay there for that ice vine, and they don't sell that in regular bottles. In a standard wine bottle, it's
It's a
only
smaller
sold
one.
in it's only sold in the half bottle, but
Yeah.
you pay the price of like 3 or 4 regular bottles.
Jesus Christ, dude, you're too fancy for me. Just get me a bottle of Asti
Well,
Spumante
that
and I'm fine.
that I mean that's just something I got again when I was in Germany. I got exposed to it, and it was something that is like, okay, this I can have because I was never a wine and like I don't like um most red wines.
Yeah, I don't either. They're very strong and no.
So
I'm
uh,
not drinking to get tipsy. I'm drinking because I like the taste of it. So I'm not gonna
right.
go for all that fancy shit. Although if I get tipsy, it is a nice bonus.
Okay, here 357 milliliter ice wine, $59.
Nope. Asti Spumante, please. Just pass it on
Okay,
over.
you see what I'm saying?
I know. Oh no, I knew where you were going with that.
It's very expensive, but
I
God, is
will.
it so good?
I'll take a $10 mango wine off the discount shelf, please, sir.
Yes, I'm over 21. Okay,
Oh
here.
my god, I lost my ID. I won't be able to get wine for a while. Shit.
You
Oh,
lost
that's
your
right.
ID.
Yeah, it was expired anyway, but I could still use it to get booze. I
Right.
forgot. Yeah, fuck. Oh wait, my son has an ID. I'll get his. No, I'm horrible. Hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do, man. I'll use my boy's ID. He'll be good.
All right, let's see here. What are they? Oh, they're not even showing a price. Oh, here we
Yeah, you need
go.
to look out.
Here we go. This here is a Heinz Eifel ice wine. It's from the Riesenhauer part of Germany, which is the wines that where I got introduced to them. The 375. This is not bad. It's only $40.
Oh,
Okay, that's not
okay.
bad for a 375 milliliter bottle.
Okay. I mean, if, I'd get that for company. I wouldn't drink that. Canadian ice wine is the best. Is it? I've never had. Oh
I've
no.
never had a Canadian. I know they make it. I mean, and I mean, there's ice wine sold here in the United States.
Hmm.
I've just never tried them. Hopefully, they're cheaper than the German ice wines and taste halfway decent. But I mean, it's a wonderful dessert wine to go with a nice
Oh yeah.
pie.
Yeah.
Go with a nice apple pie. That ice wine just goes so well with it. When I first got married, I bought had and I was we're at my mother and father-in-law's place. And when I mean first got married, I'm talking like we'd only been married less than 2 weeks, less than a week, and we went over to their place, and she took me to a wine store,
Oh.
and I bought them a wine. They happened to have the wines that I knew, and
Yeah.
I bought them like 2 bottles of the ice wine, and a couple bottles of the spate ice, and a couple bottles of. I spent like $150, and this is back in 30 some years ago. So you can imagine how that was a lot of damn money for bottles of wine. But
Yeah.
it impressed the in-laws because this is the first.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
it made them happy. Especially since I gave them the wines and they got to keep them after we left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the whole thing. asking her daddy if he minded if I'd married his daughter, and
Oh,
I did the whole thing, and kept it traditional.
that's nice.
That way,
If I had a good dad, I'd want to be asked to. So,
so
yeah. That just makes me go,
I'll have to
oh.
try Canadian wine sometime. I honestly, I've just never thought about eating a Canadian wine.
Me neither. So you said it.
So, oh,
Maybe you can.
stuffed green bell peppers. God, I love those.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Duck Duck, maybe you can recommend some brands. You
Yeah,
know.
really, really. Recommend me an ice wine that, and I'll try. I'll go head up the local liquor store where because they find the mead that I want because they don't carry mead normally, not an Irish mead, and
Oh, I
I'll
didn't know
go
the
in
Irish
it,
made mead.
huh?
I never thought of Irish making mead. Okay.
Yeah, and they'll whenever I ask them, they'll order me. They'll order a case of it and put it up on the shelves, but a bottle of it's for marked across strictly for me. And I'll see about having them get if I can get a bottle of Duck Dog's recommended Canadian ice wine because the wife likes wine. We just don't buy it that often for her because right now she's on a margarita kick.
I don't know about
She buys the margarita mix from Wally Mart.
that. Yes. I've seen those. The regular, the strawberry.
Right. She buys those and then makes up her. And she doesn't have to worry about me drinking her hard liquor because I do not like tequila and
No.
I'm not a fan of vodka.
Nope. Get that shit away from me.
So
Hey, Spoonie.
Spoonie, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, I'm just not a fan of those. Like I said, give me my whiskeys, and I'll even drink rye before I'll drink vodka or tequila.
Hmm.
But again, ever since that guy put Jose Cuervo into my um, cheap Canadian whiskey, Black Velvet, because that was back in the days when you know,
Okay, Duck Dog,
I
that's not
I could
him. That's his
I
wife.
could not afford good whiskey.
Nah, good
Hold on, you
whiskeys.
came from the state where Natalie's is made, and you're buying margarita mix at Walmart.
Congratulations, Spoonie. It's a big deal.
Oh yeah, way congratulations, Spoonie. Way to go. Okay. Oh, to kill you is your poet.
Yeah.
Spoon. In all seriousness, Spoonie, man, I've I lived with the seeing somebody going through that. My dad went through it. He was a functional alcoholic for years, and then when he got sober, and alcoholism runs my family, so I'm very familiar with it. My older sister and I are the only two who are not alcoholics by any definition.
Yeah, my dad was an
So
alcoholic, but my Uncle Carmen kicked him out, so.
my younger brother, well, my mom was an alcoholic, but my dad, both my brothers, my younger sister, my aunts, couple of my uncles, all alcoholics, some functional, some not. So, congratulations on the sobriety. That's
Yeah.
that is says a lot about you and what you're like now. That's uh that's a good thing.
Hey, I'm not going to talk about booze anymore today. So,
So, anywho, what? Okay, now when you make your stuffed peppers, do you use rice?
I have. It's ground beef and tomato gravy and rice. Yeah.
Okay, yep.
I
That's
haven't made it in like 10 years though.
oh, this is a whenever I've got good bell peppers in the
I
store,
love. Oh man, that's my favorite thing in the world.
then if I can find good bell peppers, that's going on my shopping list for one day that week.
My mom used to get mad because I would sneak pieces of bell pepper when she'd be chopping them up.
Yep. Now, I do sacrilege though.
Hmm.
Okay.
You buy
I
them
add
chopped up?
no, no, no. I add sharp cheddar cheese to my
Nothing wrong with
mixture,
that.
and
Cheese makes everything better.
and if I've got it, I'll add bacon bits just for the grins
Oh
and giggles.
no.
Because, like I said, bacon makes almost everything taste better.
Oh my God, no, not that. I'm not doing anything. Sorry.
Pa- oh,
I'm sorry.
definitely paprika there, Spoonie. Definitely paprika. That goes into my spice list.
Yeah,
Why
I don't
why
like paprika.
why am I not sharing this? I don't know.
Please share it.
I'm,
My daughter thinks that me looking at her is interrupting her. I don't know why.
oh,
But I thought it was my son, so I jerked around quick to see who it was, and it was just her getting a plate. She's like, "Why are you
ah,
interrupting me?" Oh, yes.
chicken chimichangas.
With sour cream. Fucking, I don't even need sour cream sauce, just sour cream. Just throw it on there, baby. Just scoop it out of the container.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, now I want fucking chicken chimichurri. What the fuck is this shit? I'm making soup, damn it. Oh,
well, today's grocery list day, so
I just got my deliveries. And I specifically bought chicken. And I
and
don't like that whole chicken is more expensive than parts. I hate that.
whole chicken's more expensive than parts now.
Yeah, but per pound, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
It's been like that for a while. That's why I would get the 10-pound bag of leg and thigh quarters at 59 cents a pound.
Yeah, that's normally what we buy, and then I put it in my silicone freezer bags, and
But I really
throw them
wanted
in
a
the freezer.
chicken specifically for the soup because it's all these pieces of slightly different flavor and it tastes so much better.
Yep. I need to make some. I
Baked ziti, it's kind of bland.
Yeah, and I agree. It's not.
It's
It's even more bland than spaghetti is.
Yeah, if this is like the lazy man's way over here, I'd slap some sauce on this, eat it.
Now what I'll do is I buy oh god the really big zitis.
Okay.
Okay,
Rigatoni.
manicotti, manicotti,
Oh, the tubes, manicotti. You stuff the
right?
tubes.
And then I stuff those with a cheese sauce or a cheese
Yeah,
mixture.
you stuff
Not
them
a,
with ricotta and it's like ricotta, mozzarella, egg, and something else, and yeah, you stuff it with that and
right.
put sauce on it.
Then uh, layer them in a baking dish, and then
Mhm.
really good tomato sauce across the top,
Mhm.
and then more cheese across the top of that, just at
Mhm.
the last few to melt down to underneath the
Yep.
broiler.
Like my
Oh my
mom.
God,
Yep.
I love that.
I'm not as crazy about manicotti, but I do like stuffed shells.
Yeah, I do love stuff. My grandmother used to stuff. Uh, they look like little clam shells or something. No, I can't remember
Mhm.
what the hell they're. Uh, they Kraft is using the smaller version now for their mac and cheese off
I
the
know what you're
shelf.
talking about. They're large shells. That's all they're called, is large
You
shells
know,
or jumbo shells.
and yeah, my grandmother would take the time though to stuff those and bake them.
Mm-hmm. They were great,
Oh,
man.
yeah, they are delicious. But that's just too much. I don't have the patience to stuff those like she did.
It's actually easier than the manigot. My mom used to get so mad and curse because she'd break the tubes, even though she's being super careful. And in manigot, you just take a spoonful of it and shove it in there.
No, I use the piping bag.
Oh,
I
yeah, you don't
cheat.
have to. Well, it's open on top, and when they're boiled, they're really flexible. So you really, I mean,
I just use the piping bag and pipe it in.
okay. Oh, for the
And
manigot?
for the cheese filling.
Yeah, for the
Yeah,
for
I
the
mean,
tubes.
right. Yeah, I just
Okay.
take and I just boil the noodles
Yeah,
until they're
al
just
dente.
barely cooked. I mean, super al
Yeah,
dente. You
yeah.
know, then let them cool enough to where I can handle them. Pick them up, fill them with the uh, cheese mixture, and then I use half of them are done up differently. Half of them are done up with the normal cheese mixture, and the
Mhm.
other half are done up. And I put a couple toothpicks at the line to where mine are. They're a little spicy.
Oh,
They a
okay.
little bit on the spicy side.
Talking about the shells, it reminds me of the soup we used to make. And the sound is pasta vazul, but the spelling is so fucking different. It's pasta e, and it looks like it says fagioli because it's spelled like that. And it confuses the fuck out of it, but it's called pasta vazul, and it's I think it's the tiny, tiny white beans, cannelloni or
Right,
cannellini. Okay, those and the tiniest shells you can get, and it's a very thin tomato sauce with some basil and I think a little onion. I think that's it. There's no meat in it, but it was so good. And the tiny beans would slip on their own into the shells. It was just so freaking good.
right.
Yeah, I miss that. But my mom wouldn't put enough sauce, so it was really like a lightly moistened shells and beans dish, lightly dampened with tomato sauce. It was still good though. But yeah, I found out later she really fucked that one up.
Too bad Dar's not here to talk about these meatballs.
Okay, I want to see what they put in these meatballs. We have to scroll down because I have to see this. Oh, view recipe is a separate button.
Okay,
Chef
here's
John. I like Chef John sometimes, but sometimes he's really off the mark.
okay. Let's see here. All right, I will share his meatball recipe.
Because I want to scream at him now, and I don't know why. I just like that's not how you fucking do it. Now I'm really, really craving. Uh oh.
Uh oh,
Now I'm.
what?
It disappeared. The page disappeared.
No, that's
I,
because I was changing pages to the recipe.
okay. Breadcrumbs. Okay.
See, breadcrumbs, milk, olive oil,
Milk. Are you?
onion.
Mm,
Yeah. Milk,
no
olive
milk.
oil. Okay, diced onion. Well, okay, now he's using ground pork instead of veal.
I,
Okay,
whatever.
eggs,
There we go with the fucking Parmesan cheese. Right there.
parsley,
Jeez.
garlic,
Okay.
salt, pepper, dried Italian
Pepper.
herb seasoning, and pepper flakes. Well, at least it's
Fucking
got pepper.
idiot.
At least it's got pepper flakes in it.
I have lost all respect for Chef John. You suck. You suck, Chef John. I just want you to know that. You won't
For
care,
the
but
it's the Parmesan cheese that kills you, huh?
that and the milk. You don't need milk. The meat should be moist. You shouldn't need fucking milk. You've got eggs in it, and you've got breadcrumbs, and you should not need fucking milk. There's a lot of recipes that require milk for no fucking reason. French toast, you do not need fucking milk. You do not. I don't care what anybody says. All
All
it
right,
does,
then what? Okay, then what do you? How do you get your French toast to that level where you can. It's a what is they don't call it what is it? They call it a pudding or something.
Yeah, fuck that pudding shit. Actually, no. I put it in. It's soaked in its egg, and it comes out fine. I don't really do it to a pudding. Pudding.
Custard. Custard. You don't make it.
No,
Okay, you don't do it to the custard consistency.
only when I'm making it with the eggnog. I add a little eggnog to the egg, and that's when I do it like that. That's the only time.
What, French toast?
Yeah, we're talking about the consistent. Okay, well, actually, we were talking about the fucking stupid meatball fake ass recipe here. But then we talked about how milk is overused and shit. Yeah, okay, I know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah, I do.
I'm not even complaining about the pork edition. Okay, I just don't like the fucking milk in them. You shouldn't be putting milk in meatballs, and also
Yeah, I agree.
that's not fucking kosher. Okay, anyway, we were talking about milk shouldn't be or I was screaming about how milk shouldn't be in French toast, and then he was about the pudding consistency. I'm like, yes, but only pudding consistency with eggnog added for Christmas. That's it. That's my only requirement. I'm not unreasonable.
No, that's fine. I can get behind that.
And if it's like a pudding consistency, it tastes like raw egg anyway. So, ew.
Yeah.
Spoonie, yeah, I forgot you had this mozzarella meatball recipe on your channel.
I've heard of those and I've heard they're great, but I'm scared to make them.
All right,
I have to check out your channel.
Go to Spoonie's channel there. He linked it.
Okay, I don't have Firefox open now, or everything screams, and then you guys get cut off. So when I get Firefox open, I'm gonna head to your channel, and I'm gonna open it up again. I'm gonna look at that.
Okay.
I've seen people doing that with meatloaf too, like putting meatloaf in the middle of it before they bake it, like cheese, like big hunks of cheese.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Ramen went over the edge because this recipe here calls for milk and
what was the other? Parmesan cheese. You don't need to put fucking Parmesan. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I'm getting a headache and I'm making myself cry.
I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to cry.
He's a fucking heretic. He needs to go to jail. He's telling children this. Come on. Think of the children. Okay, this is when I go to my happy place. Chicken soup.
Yeah, go to your happy place. Go to your happy place.
Scald the chicken and brown it. Chicken soup for my unhappy soul. I'm sorry.
What's next here? Beans and greens. No!
What?
Okay, let's look at soup. Okay, no, wait. I want to.
Yeah, I'm all over this.
No.
That's Italian soup.
That hurts my soul to even look at.
Sweetheart. Let's
okay, no. If the greens are broccoli rabe and the beans are cannellini, then I'm all about it because that shit's good.
Okay, Shreem, let's look at it. Let's just look at it. Okay.
He's going escarole and cannellini beans.
Escarole.
I didn't say escarole. I said broccoli rabe.
No, the recipe. Okay.
Escarole soup.
No. Fucking no. What you make with fucking escarole soup is escarole and garlic and a little olive oil and fucking meatballs. You need to fuck right away with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that. No. Escarole soup is sacred.
This is true.
The neighbor used to make it for me when I was real sick.
So that's what I was saying. This hurt my soul just looking.
I didn't know it was escarole. I thought it was like mustard greens or broccoli or something. I didn't know
it was mustard greens. If it's mustard greens, okay, that'd be acceptable.
Yeah.
No,
that'd be southern.
My wife makes an Italian soup that has broccoli rabe, cannellini beans. Trying to remember what the meat is that's in it, and then
it's probably beef.
Yeah.
Is it crumbled or in a ball? Okay, I'm sorry.
It's crumbled. It's not meatball. It's crumbled.
Okay.
But
Chicken dealer
she
pork.
makes that, and it's like really good. It's
Okay, now that
really
sounds good. That
It's
sounds good.
delicious. Yeah, usually she uses like an Italian, spicy Italian sausage in it,
Oh, there you go. Now this sounds
and
really good.
but it's broccoli rabe and not escarole, which is two different things.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Because
I
that broccoli rabe, you have that bitter kind of bite to it,
yeah.
and with the cannellini beans, which are kind of creamy, then you get the
They are
spicy
so
Italian
good.
sausage.
Oh
I
my
mean, it's
god, it
just
sounds.
like that soup that she makes is like it is like one of the best things ever. It's
It
super
sounds like it.
delicious.
Yeah. Anything with greens is like fucking my thing. I love that. But damn, I love cannellini beans though. They're like my favorite aside from red beans. Like, damn. There's a recipe for like white chicken, which I guess would be just breast. White chicken chili, and it has the cannellini beans in it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not really chili because it's not a red sauce. It's all white, and everything. But it's fucking yummy anyway. It's a good soup. I'll call it a soup. I won't call it a chili. Poor Shroom's still over there recovering from the fucking travesty. I love you, but I'm sorry. Now you know how I feel about the meatballs.
Okay.
Love you anyway.
Chicken piccata.
I've never had. I don't think I've had that. What's that?
I've had that. It's not bad.
Okay, let me embiggen it. White chicken. Yes, Sean. I didn't come up with the recipe, but I'm using it, so I'm racist. Jesus Christ. Okay.
What's that?
Oh, white beans, white chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Capers, fucking again.
Love capers.
I know you do.
Some people overuse capers though.
Yeah, some people do. It's not something you overuse. Everything in moderation.
Few go a long way.
Okay, lemon juice, white wine. Yeah, they're trying to make this really light and fluffy. I give props for that, but I wouldn't eat it.
I don't think I'd cook it, but I would eat it if somebody else did it.
I'd try it. I just don't see I don't think lemon juice should be in pasta mostly. I'm weird. I'm sure it tastes wonderful. This is
Beef bulgogi? Bulgogo?
Oh, it's Korean. Bulgogi, yeah. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah, it's Korean, so. Bulgogi? I don't know.
All right.
It looks interesting, though. Fuck. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, it uses a London broil. Okay. Well, at least it's using a good meat. At least it's using a good meat.
Yeah, London broil's good. Roast beef, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to do roast beef, London broil's the way to fly.
Oh, I love this recipe here. I love this. Bow ties with tomatoes and cream.
Yeah, that's good.
I made stuff like that. I never thought of using cream with it, though.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Okay. I'm sure it's fine.
It's not bad. It's not, great, but it's not bad.
It's a quick, down and dirty meal you can put together in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I've made it, just not. I never thought to put cream in it, so it's not something we keep in the house. God damn it, sauce. Chef John.
No. I'm not a fan of clams, so.
No.
What is that? Oh, clam linguine? Oh, you're missing out, dude. You're missing
out. I
out.
like clams. I just don't know about clam sauce. I don't know.
Anyway. This is a red clam sauce. I'm not so.
No. I would be throat closed in hives on my deathbed. Fuck the shit, I'm out.
Well, I happen to like it, so.
Oh, I would like it. I just can't eat it.
Yeah.
I like meatloaf. If it puts cornflakes in it, I'll fucking kill myself.
I'm not even
You
going.
know,
I'm not going to look at the recipe. I'm not going to take the
Good
chance
plan.
on
because
getting mad.
meatloaf
For-
is a thing of beauty unless you screw it up. Now, so my first wife bought this book. It was 125 different meatloaves
Oh Jesus
this
Christ! Why?
cookbook. Well, because we bought this living up in Washington State, there was a local company that put out this sauce, right? And they had a meatloaf recipe on it. We tried it, and it was freaking amazing.
Okay.
It was so good. And I made the remark that I really like meatloaf,
I do too.
and because I do, because one of my favorite meatloafs that I ever had was this kid growing up. This one lady used to help hunters process their meat,
Okay.
and in exchange, she got to keep some of the meat, right?
Fair.
And so what she used to do is this meatloaf that was elk, deer, and beef.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was freaking amazing. Then you know how a lot of people put ketchup on their meatloaf, which
Yes.
see I hate ketchup with a passion. It's just one of those
Okay.
things I do not like ketchup. But she used to do a homemade barbecue sauce that she put on top,
Yes.
Yes, yes.
and I'm telling you right now, then she cooked it till it got glazed and turns that
Yeah.
really dark brown, delicious
Gets all thick.
color, and
Yeah.
it has that glaze on it. Oh, this
Mhm.
stuff! I'm telling you right now, this stuff was just like it's the things that dreams are made of, right? And so, I told her, I said, I really like meatloaf. So she bought this book, 165 Ways to Make Meatloaf. And there were like two or three, because one she goes, I want to make this recipe. And I said, what does, I said, let me guess, has cornflakes instead of crackers in it. And she goes, yeah. And I said, don't bother.
No.
That's just, that's just filler. And why,
Like, why
why
would you?
bother?
Why would you do that? That's fucking disgusting.
But then one of the recipes in there, in the center of the meatloaf, had cream cheese with chives and stuff in it.
Ooh.
Now, let me tell you, that was a good one too. And of course, she always made it because her her first husband was Italian, right?
Uh-huh.
So she always made her meatloaf with the meatloaf blend of beef, pork, and veal, right?
Okay.
Didn't make it
Yeah.
just straight out of beef.
Okay.
So that's the way she always made her. That was always her base for the meatloaf, right?
Mhm.
And that one with the cream cheese in the middle it was freaking amazing. So, but yeah, I do like meatloaf. I just don't like when you start putting crackers and cornflakes and other weird shit in it.
I heard somebody put oatmeal in theirs.
I know a lot of people that do. It makes it go farther and everything.
Oh.
But yeah, that's not a meatloaf. When you start adding all those fillers and stuff, it's just not meatloaf.
Like my mom used breadcrumbs, so it's not so bad. It blended well and it held together.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we added uh, rice. My dad would add rice to our meatloaf
I've
again
heard that too.
to make it stretch.
But I bet it tasted good.
Oh, I mean, yeah, his meatloaf was amazing. Now,
Yeah.
see, what I do now, my wife, she gets a kick out of it. Is I'll make up my meatloaf mixture, and I've got eight. Yeah, they look like they're 8-inch cast iron skillets.
Mhm.
They're not real small, but they're not the big 10 or 12 inches that you cook in.
Like a small pie pan.
And what I'll do is I'll put the meatloaf mixture on one side, about a third of the skillet will have that meatloaf mixture in it.
Mhm.
Then I'll put, if I'm cooking them from raw, I'll put potato slices on the other side.
Okay.
And about half of what's left over will be potato salad. Then I'll start cooking the meatloaf. And then just before everything is really coming together, the last 5, 10, 15 minutes or so, I'll add broccoli with olive oil in that third section.
Oh wow.
Okay. And the potato slices are cooking through. and they've got everything going through there. Potato and onions are that's potato and onion mixture. Got the broccoli, got the meatloaf, and then I just serve it all up in the cast iron skillet.
Nice.
It makes doing dishes a hell of a lot easier too.
Yeah, it really does. Okay, I got a question for you about your dad's meatloaf. When he put the rice in it, was it raw or cooked?
It was par cooked.
Okay.
Because last thing you want to do is eat hard rice in your meatloaf.
You don't want crunchy rice in anything.
Right.
It's like Big Bird says. The only way to find out things is to ask. So I never put rice in a meatloaf, but it sounds really tempting.
Well, it's a way to stretch your meatloaf out.
But I can't just eat a hunk of meat. I'm sorry. I mean, the meatballs are the exception because you're eating them with spaghetti, but I can't just eat like a big chunk of meat and shove it in my mouth and that's it. And, I like the idea of rice or breadcrumbs or something, and I think rice, you use it when you're making stuffed peppers. My mom used to make ground beef and rice, so it sounds really natural to eat it like that. But yeah, I mean, oat never improved the taste of meat. I can't see that unless it's like haggis and it has to be in there. I don't see that. No. So yeah, your rice sounds good.
So, but yeah, he would par cook it so that it would be edible. I mean, and it also help absorb the fatty out of the meatloaf. But one thing I hate is the people that cook meatloaf and just let it sit in this fat.
Oh no, fuck no! You got to take that out of the pan and drain it. No.
My meatloaf don't. I use a broiler pan when I make my meatloaf more times than not, unless I've got something there to help absorb that fat that comes off that meat.
You know what I like to do?
Sorry.
What's that?
Take my meatloaf, put it on the smoker.
Oh God.
Then underneath it, put a pot of chili.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
That sounds good.
So what happens is all that fat and the drippings and all that good stuff gets down into that chili and you stir it in. It's just,
Okay, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, then plus, smoking the meatloaf, you get that smoky kind of flavor too added to the meat.
What kind of wood do you use when you do that?
Depends on what I'm making. So if I'm like smoking fish or something, then I'll use like a cherry or apple wood or something like that. With beef, I usually use hickory or pecan. With chicken, it's usually, I like to do pecan with chicken a lot, or pecan, however, pecan, whichever, whatever is your way of saying things.
Okay. But I use it both ways. If I'm talking, it's pecan pie, or I'm adding pecans to.
Jesus Christ.
I get dirty looks no matter what. So somebody doesn't like the way I say it, regardless of how I say it.
No,
so.
it wasn't even the pronunciation. Just pecan pie is just an excuse to drink sugar. Fuck.
I don't eat pecan pie. That's my wife.
So you pecan pie haters out there have obviously never had a good pecan pie. Because if you had,
in 60 years, I've never had a good pecan pie.
There we go. That's my guy. You know what? I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
No, it's just, it's always too sweet. They put too much Karo syrup or something in it that.
Yeah. So it isn't exactly the pecans. It's just the rest of the pie, really. That's the problem. I did not know that anyone sold pecan roasted or pecan something turkeys. A couple of years. This was before Walmart would allow you to make your own substitutions. This was when, if they didn't have what you wanted, they would throw anything in the fucking cart to shut you up. Yeah. I went to pick up my order for Thanksgiving a few years ago, and it was a pecan turkey. And I took it home, and I lost my fucking mind. It smelled so strong of sugar and pecans, and I don't know what the fuck, it made me want to puke. And my son's like, "That's not our turkey, is it?" I'm like, "No."
Well, so what they did is they smoked it with pecan wood, and then they
Yep.
used pecan syrup on the outside
Yep.
as a rub. They used
Yeah,
brown
thank
sugar
you.
and pecans on the outside as a rub, which would make it really sweet and sickening. Now, I have smoked turkey before with pecan wood, but I used for my rub, I just used SPG and
Okay.
salt, pepper, and garlic,
Oh, okay.
and smoked it that way. And because you get that delicate flavor from the pecan smoke, but it doesn't it's very delicate. You don't really even notice it really, but then the meat comes out really moist, and it's just really good
Okay.
because you got to have
know-
something to crust the outside to hold that moisture in.
Thank you. I mean, you said it better than I did. I knew what they had done to the turkey, like with the smoking and all that shit, but I didn't. My rage stopped the words from coming out right. So
Yeah.
thanks. But yeah, I couldn't eat that. I'm sorry.
No,
I
turkey
like
should
sweet
never
and
be
savory.
sweet.
No, never. There's some things that are really good, like bacon and eggs, or you dip your bacon in your fucking pancake syrup or your
Oh,
sausages
yeah.
in syrup. I like sweet. I'm not totally crazy. I like sweet and savory, but this was not fucking it. Yeah, I wanted to kill myself, and then I wanted to kill the guy who made my order because I drove all that way to pick that shit up, and then I had to drive back and drive back again. It was.
Well, it's like this one guy who fried his turkey, but he injected it with brown sugar, a mixture of brown sugar and water.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
Before he cooked it, and it was like, then he did the same thing, crusted it in pecans, and it was just like, it was this weird, sweet flavor that just, and you're
Did
like,
he like it?
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, that's the way he does it every year, and I'm just like,
oh,
dude,
okay.
And I'm like,
yeah, no.
Because when you see turkey, right, and you cut it, and you
see all the
expect
juices.
There's an expectation, right,
clear
of the
juices.
flavor.
Yeah.
And you're not wanting to put something sweet in your mouth, right?
You don't want to see brown juices running out of your turkey.
And then the thing of it is, for me, because I'm a weirdo, is when I take the cranberries, right? Not that jelly shit that comes in a can, but
hey, watch it. I love that jelly shit.
But actual cranberries that been cooked and everything. I like to take a little scoop of that with my turkey because I like the sweet and savory.
Yes.
But but they're also, cranberries are kind of tart too, right?
That's why you eat it with the turkey.
Right, and it goes. I mean, one of my favorite sandwiches after Thanksgiving is to take
the cranberry turkey dressing.
Yeah, then put the cranberry on it, then the dressing on it.
Yeah, panini. I make that shit here. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's the best thing ever.
That's like the bomb sandwich, right?
Oh my god, it really is. It's like
because you get sweet, savory.
Oh yeah.
All those different flavors together.
And they're distinct, but they're together at the same time.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh my god! Now fuck you, people, man! My mouth is watering now. This is not right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like say, there's a certain expectation, and when you bite into turkey, you don't want a sweet turkey.
No.
It's just like.
That's how I screwed up. That's how I screwed up at Thanksgiving turkey one year when I smoked it with applewood.
I was gonna say, I don't think I would mind apple.
I oversmoked it.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like a little bit of apple, just a little bit, because I do like apple, and you're gonna hate me. Once in a while, I'll put apple in chicken salad.
No, apple's good.
Apple chunks would be great. I can see that.
One time I took a chicken.
Oh no.
And I stuffed the cavity with onions and apple.
Did you
You
get its
know,
consent?
huh? Yes, I did. It
I'm
said
sorry.
please.
Oh
It said
wow.
please. Stuff me, stuff me.
Oh my
But
God,
no,
stop.
but I did. I put apples and onion in it.
Hmm.
Believe it or not, it was pretty freaking amazing because apples got all caramelized and so did the onions and
Yeah.
everything. And I just kind of like served that as kind of like a side dish with a little vinegar,
Oh,
and
that sounds
it was amazeballs.
that sounds really good.
It is. It's funny because when you take the apples and onion and just add
Hmm.
a little bit of vinegar to it, so
Okay.
what you get that sweet and savory and that little punch from the vinegar. You don't want to go overboard, right?
Right.
But you get that little punch. It's kind of like a palate cleanser almost.
Hmm. Sounds good.
It
Sounds
is. It's
really
freaking
good.
amazing.
No, this is one thing. The wife reminded me. She sent me a text here and says, remember to build up the menu for the next week."
Oh,
So it's like, how did you know we were just happened to be talking about food and things to eat?
it's Friday.
So I'm going to. My menu as it consists right now. We're going to have stuffed bell peppers one night,
Hell yeah.
chef salad with uh, venison pieces,
Okay.
meatloaf, potatoes, and broccoli,
Yeah.
baked chicken thighs, and
Ooh.
I'm probably going to make Cuban sandwiches.
We hadn't even discussed the Cuban sandwich today.
See, that's something I really have a hard time. I'm not a overly big Cuban sandwich fan.
I think it's the pickle that ruins it for you.
I think it is. I
I
think it's
just
the
take it
pickle.
out. I'm not. I like pickles on the side. I don't like them on my sandwiches or burgers or anything.
My wife does. She likes the more pickle. She makes a pickle sandwich.
Oh, excuse me.
See, I don't hate all pickles. I only hate dill pickles.
I like the ones that the restaurants used to give me when I was little. They were the kosher ones, and they were real bland, but they were cucumbers basically. They were so good.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of
Dill
dill
spears
in
and
general.
yeah.
No, I'm just not a big fan of dill in general.
I've seen people put it in potato salad, and it gets me so angry.
Potato salad is a mean trick that they play it on you to get you to eat them. It's just, yeah, potato
To eat
salad's
what?
not good. To eat potatoes. It's just
I
potato
like. Okay,
salad's not good.
I love potatoes, and I love potato salad because my mom made the best potato salad ever. So
Oh, Spoonie, my wife has been known to make an entire meal out of fried pickles. She sat and ate nothing but fried pickles one night.
yeah, I'm sorry, Wiki. I'm using the fan because the talk about a lot of this stuff is making me really hot, and I gotta have that fan. I'm sorry.
Well, you got to have something, ramen.
Well,
We all
Since
have to
how
have
Pat ain't
something.
there,
uh,
the fan will
food
work
is
for him.
Okay,
ramen's
we're
aphrodisiac.
yeah, it really is. Even just talking about it is something, because it really is creative. It's that whole creative thing where you adjust things and.
Yep.
God damn it.
And you can take a recipe that everybody knows and loves, but you change it to fit
Mhm.
your own
Mhm.
personal
Yeah,
taste.
we do that quite often.
Yep.
Those
Uh,
fucking meatballs.
if I'm making something for the first time, I've never made it before, I will follow that recipe to a T.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And then while we're sitting there eating it, I'll have my little notepad there, and the wife and I'll sit down and say, as we're eating, what we want to change the next time.
I've never had fried green tomatoes, Wiki.
Oh,
A lot of people, especially down here in the South, they really like fried green tomatoes. I've just not ever know. I just won't eat a green tomato. Just won't.
In the
Fried,
yeah, tell me.
fried green tomatoes when they're done right with, and I mean, and these green tomatoes you buy at the grocery store are nasty. They
Okay.
don't have any. They don't have any. It's like tomatoes. They just don't have any flavor in most of them because
Yeah.
they're hot house and then thrown into a bag and
The
have
gas to make them turn red.
gas to make them turn red. They never had a chance to develop
Right.
the
Yeah,
flavor.
commercially grown tomatoes are just not the same as growing real tomatoes.
But if you can get a garden green tomato,
Hmm.
slice that thing up, egg wash, salt and pepper in your flour, then into a skillet. Oh my God, that's heaven.
So, Wiki, are you in my part of the country? From my part of the country, the Whistle Stop Cafe. Seriously?
I think it was
All right.
referencing the novel that the movie was
Oh,
based on.
yeah, because there's a place called the Whistle Stop Cafe that
Oh,
yeah
that's
has
cool.
all that kind of food in it. And
But what does it taste
I
like,
got to tell
though?
you, their chip beef on toast is probably one of the finest things on the planet.
Is it
Oh,
real chip beef or they just use ground burger?
No, it's real chip beef.
Because real
It's the
chip beef
real
is
meal deal.
so expensive these days.
Yeah, it is now, but
Chip beef used to be the cheap food.
yeah, that
yeah.
was like
It's
the leftovers
nostalgia.
nobody wanted. See, I got used to that being in the military because they served that to us quite a bit because it was like dirt cheap to make.
Yep. Yeah. I love SOS. I mean that when I was a kid
Oh,
growing up, again, worked on a farm, not a lot of cash handy. So my dad would make SOS on for we had it for dinner many a night. Shit on a jingle, yep.
one of my favorites. In I whenever I see it somewhere, that's the first question I ask. I said, how's it made? And they said wood chip beef. And I'm like, oh, because there was actually a place in New Jersey that made amazing SOS. And then
Oh,
what they would do is take during tomato season when the tomatoes were coming off the vine there in New Jersey, he'd cut one up and he'd grill it, right? And he'd throw it on the plate with that, and it's dude, I'm telling you right now, that was like the breakfast to have. SOS with that grilled tomato. Oh
that sounds
man,
good.
yeah, it was good. Everybody would sit there and watch me eat it, and they go, "How can you eat that?" That just, I'm
Because
like,
it's
oh,
fucking food.
it's like one of the best
Delicious.
things on this planet.
Like, see, I would think about organ meat, liver, heart, lungs. I won't eat that shit. But anything
Oh, I
else, yeah, I'm
will.
good. You just talked about that fucking art recipe earlier.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, Wiki, I saw
Oh,
that video, the
yeah, me
biscuits
too.
and
And they're
gravy.
like, they sell
I,
biscuits.
Yeah,
what
I
was
saw
it?
that.
Was it the British guys or was it the Irish kids that you saw do it?
I saw the British kids, the school
Yeah, I
Okay.
kids.
saw the British kids.
Yeah, the Brit. There's a couple of them out there. There's one with some Irish kids too.
But they were yeah, they were so surprised. They were like, "Oh, what is this?" Oh, and then they ate it, and they were losing their fucking minds. It was
Yep.
beautiful.
See, Wiki's had heart wasn't bad. So here's the thing about heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, heart's
Because
delicious.
it is very good, but it's really has a lot of that irony flavor. Tastes like
Okay.
iron. So what you have to
Okay.
do is you have to soak it in buttermilk, right? And
Oh,
help.
Same way
okay.
with
So
liver.
and yeah, same with liver or any of the organ meats. You got to soak them in buttermilk, right? And it helps tame that, get rid of some of that flavor. And
Okay.
then the secret to cooking this stuff is not, breading it and frying it, right? So the secret to make it really good and tender and edible is a slow braise and to have a really good braising liquid.
Okay.
And So especially with heart, because if you just soak it overnight and batter it and fry it, it's going to be tough, it's going to be stringy, it's going to be hard to eat. So what you want to do with that is low and slow braise just for hours. And then what happens is all that tissue and that muscle and everything starts to relax and come apart a little bit. And then what most people will do will grind it and then make a ragu, or they'll
Mm-hmm.
slice it really super thin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And use it that way. And if you do it right, um, it is really good. Yeah, see, I like bangers and mash.
Calf
And
pancreas duck dog.
mm,
We didn't butcher calves, so I don't think I've ever had calf pancreas.
Okay, there was
yeah.
this thing that my ex used to make, and he only made it like once or twice a year, but holy fuck, it was
So
horrible.
so Duck Dog has corrected me on one of my. He's talking about the kidneys, right? You have to do that
Yeah.
lemon rosemary, yeah. But other than that, the rules apply.
He had some kind of weird dish where he would throw all the organs in. Okay. But he would chop them up really fine, like minced. And I gotta admit, he was a good cook. I mean, it's not like he didn't know what he was doing. So
Right.
apparently, this was some kind of dish from his country, but it would have smelled really good if it weren't for the fucking liver.
Yeah.
The liver was the one thing, because there's no way you can cook liver and not know it's liver. I've
Yeah,
had cow
This is
brains.
true.
I've had cow brains and thought they were egg. I've had different things. I've had goat leg, and they would do some kind of weird scraping off kind of thing with it, and they called it pie, and that was so good. But you cannot disguise liver, no matter how many cloves or cinnamon sticks or all the other things he put in it, and the gravy you make, it will always be fucking liver.
Yeah, so
that's why you
that's
have to
funny.
soak it in the buttermilk.
Even if you
Even
soak it in
then,
buttermilk, that
even
meat,
then, it's
and
just a very distinctive.
yeah, it's very distinct smell and taste once you get it in your mouth, and the texture. It's all, but if it weren't for that, I probably would have eaten that shit because it
You
smelled
want to hear
good.
some? You want to hear
Hmm.
something funny?
Hmm.
Is I love liver and onions, right?
Oh God,
Yes,
yeah.
you've both enthused on this a lot, and I'm fine with that. Yeah,
But other things that, like pates and stuff like that, I can't stand them.
I'm guessing it's
I
because
just
it's all mushed up with other ingredients.
I don't know what it is, but I just can't get past like that other stuff. I can eat liver and onions, but I just can't eat like pates and stuff like that. It's
Well,
just other things made from liver. I
okay, but
just can't.
you're eating like beef liver or calf liver or whatever.
Right,
Most pates are made with goose anyway.
right,
That
but it's
that
still
could be it.
liver.
Have you eaten goose liver without anything in it? Just seasoning it up and
Yes,
eating it? Okay.
yeah, I have because
Okay.
um, back when growing up, right? I grew up in in the South. Well, I
Yeah.
grew up in the West, but raised by Southerners, right?
But you do your hunting
And
and stuff.
so my one aunt, it was always for Christmas. We always had a Christmas goose,
Yeah, that always sounded so romantic to me as a kid.
and that was like her thing, which is a very, it's a very British thing, right? And
Well,
um,
I've heard it here in America too. I just always thought it was
well,
so
yeah,
sweet.
well, you got to imagine, almost, 50% of people when they first founded this country were British. And
True.
for 200 years, this was a British country.
Yeah, you're right.
People
Okay.
were citizens of Britain, right? So a lot of that stuff from Britain is going to, have influence here. And, but, it was her thing. You had to have that Christmas goose. And my granddad being a gizzard person, chicken gizzards and that, fried
I
chicken
love
gizzards.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too. So he used to take all that stuff and cook it up, and he had me try it. And most of it I didn't mind, but that goose liver, I just couldn't. Man, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I don't.
People are not patient with their kids anymore, man. I think liver was the only thing I was hardline about. But my mom would feed me stuff while she was cooking, and
Oh yeah,
I
mine
would
too.
get together. People don't do that anymore. Not that I've seen. I mean,
No, and that's a shame because
and then they
your
say, "Oh,
kids.
my kid is picky."
Well, that's because they've never been exposed to anything, right?
Parents are like, "Well, he doesn't want to eat it, so I'm not going to make him try it."
Yeah, gizzards are tough, but they're good.
They are tough. I
Oh,
put them in my dressing.
I love gizzards. In fact, I've got some gizzards in the freezer that I'm going to thaw out, and I'm going to. The wife won't eat them, so when I buy them, I put them down and to break the packaging down into what I will eat.
I forgot to get them last year when I made the turkey, and I was so sad because we only had enough for the stuffing that went in the turkey. I didn't have enough for what went in the pan.
But,
Made me sad. Oh, you put bacon in your Spanish rice? Holy shit!
Yeah,
I never did that. I didn't know that was a thing.
it depends on where you're from,
Okay.
what part of the country you're from.
or if you're like me and add bacon wherever you feel like adding it.
I'd fucking kill myself in a week if I did that shit. Me and my son would just be lying dead on the floor, and my daughter's like, "So I'm gonna get Hassan's phone, right?" She just snatched it and ran off. Yeah, we'd be in the floor dead. And
Well, that's like we had a friend of ours out in California. She was from Spain, right? And her husband, the way they met, he had gone over to Spain to play football because he wasn't good enough to be in the NFL or anything. So he joined a professional Spanish league. And so he was living over, and they, met, got married and everything. So when he came back to California, so one night, she says to me, she goes, I'd like to have you and your wife come over for dinner, and we're going to have Spanish rice.
oh, cool.
And I'm thinking, oh yeah, I love Spanish rice because when I was a kid growing up, it had like tomato sauce and hamburger and stuff in it and onions and all this, and kind of had some spices and stuff. So I thought, oh, this would be good. So I get over there and there's this yellow rice on my plate, and I'm like, the hell is this? She goes, well, that's how we make rice, and they use a lot of saffron.
Yeah.
In their rice in Spain. Then she had this big ass fish, right? The head was still on it and everything.
Yeah.
Some people are like all freaking out. Not me. I'm just going into it, right? So we had this fish, which was really good, and this yellow rice, which was really good too.
Yeah. Yellow rice is the best.
But I'm like sitting here and I'm going, this is not what I grew up with. It was just like, wow, but I mean, all of it was really delicious. I mean, then every Christmas she'd invite us over for paella, which is like one of my favorite things on this planet.
Yeah.
She had this big ass paella pan. She'd make this paella that was like,
I miss paella
amazing.
so much.
What Mrs. Shroom does is none of my business.
Wow.
I have no idea where that come from there, Duck Dog.
Well, when you were talking about her. No, that was funny. I gotta admit, that was funny. Duck Dog has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, that may have been a response to my thing there that he's not called Goose Dog.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That probably is it. So yeah,
I don't think I've ever goosed her. I'll have to do that. I don't think I've ever goosed her. I don't know what her
reaction is. TMI. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Well, we've been on this meatloaf for a while. We should have
we have been.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, we need a different picture. It does look delicious.
Baked spaghetti.
Oh, fuck y'all, man. That is the glompiest looking piece of shit I ever saw in my life.
They screwed that up. My wife makes baked spaghetti pie. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, you know what? I never really
It doesn't
liked
look like
how.
that.
Yeah.
That looks
No.
horrible.
Well,
No.
spaghetti pie is really delicious and good and everything if it's done right, but it's just a good way to use up the leftover spaghetti, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they, just take the leftover spaghetti, add some
Add a little more cheese.
eggs and stuff like that in it, and then put a little sauce on, a little ricotta, a
Hmm.
little sauce on the top, little, and just bake it up, and then it cuts just like a pie, but it is really really good. But the problem is most people when they make it, they put way too much crap on it and way too much cheese and all that other stuff. Then you get this gloppy
Yeah, it's a
kind of
gelatinous
weird
mess.
shit. Yeah. All
It's
right. I think
that
we
makes
can
me
pass this
sad.
recipe. Just ignore it.
I've never had
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah. See, that's the thing.
It's
if you lived a little closer, I'd invite you over for spaghetti pie.
no, no spaghetti pie. This is what I want to try. I've never had this.
What?
Right here, a General So's.
You've never had it?
No, because it looks spicy on the menu. They always say it's spicy, and I don't.
Depends on where you go.
Yeah.
See, most Chinese restaurants, when they make General's chicken, it's way too sweet and it's not spicy at all. It's just way too
Uh,
sweet. Now, we do have a place here close to where I live that makes an excellent, where it's actually spicy and a little bit sweet, and it's really amazing. They do a good job with it, but very few places do. Most of the time, if you go to like the little those walk-in Chinese restaurant places, it's just
mhm.
a sweet. It's you might as well have been ordering sweet and sour chicken.
No,
Yep.
I don't.
But
No.
And there
but
was
if
a, we used to have a little Chinese restaurant here that after they got to, it's like the one Indian restaurant. They've got two menus. They've got the American menu, and then they've got the Indian or Chinese menu, whatever. For
Mm,
yeah,
okay, and you'll I would after they got to know me at this one Chinese restaurant, I would order off the American menu, but they'd use the Chinese
recipe.
recipe,
recipe. Oh, cool.
and
See,
that way it would come out nice and spicy and everything flavored the way it's supposed to be.
see, that's like for me up in when I was working up in Jersey, right? Um, I would go to lunch with the Indian guys, and what they would do is they'd call ahead and order our meals, and they would order in Hindi.
Yeah,
And so when we got there, we all got the Indian version, not the
Not the white boy
white.
version.
Yeah, the white boy version. Which it's funny because I used to go to lunch with these guys, right?
Hmm.
And so one day I'm sitting at the table and I go, "Hey, look, I'm the token white guy." And this one dude
Oh
was
my god.
the one dude that he was like so offended that I said that.
Was he white?
No.
And there you go.
And I said, dude, you've been in America way too long.
Yeah.
Act like that. And-
Yeah.
But no,
Everybody
so
being offended for any culture that is not their own.
yeah,
Fuck
exactly. And
that. I hate that shit so much.
I'm like, why are you being offended on my behalf? Shut the hell up.
Right?
Yeah.
yeah,
But no, so
exactly.
because I do like Indian food, but when you go a lot of places and they see you sit down, they think, "Well, we got to make this the white boy version." And no, I want the version everybody else is eating because that's much better.
No, I don't want the version everybody else eats. I want the version that your chef would eat for you and your family.
Yeah. Because you know
You
what?
know,
One of the problems I have with Indian restaurants is that they put out, okay, it's not the fact that they put a lot of spice in it, like a lot of pepper. They put it in the fact that they're not using a lot of spices. So all you're
Yes.
tasting is hot, and I hate that. I would rather have it be a little mild and, I don't have to be macho about it, make it a little mild, but then you can taste everything.
Well, if you eat the real version, right,
Hmm.
at an Indian restaurant, it has all these. It is hot, but it has all these different nuanced flavors and everything in it.
Yeah, I
So,
know what you're
like,
saying.
but a lot of Indian restaurants, especially if they have that lunch buffet,
Yeah.
what they do is they add a lot of extra yogurt and cream to things to make
Mhm.
it stretch further,
Yeah. No,
and
fuck
it
that.
really dilutes the flavor down. And so when I walk in to an Indian restaurant and they have the lunch buffet and there's red glop, the green glop, and the yellow glop, I walk
Yeah.
out because I'm like, I'm not eating that.
Yeah. It's
It's
like that
not.
anywhere though for any kind of buffet though.
It is, yeah. And so any place that has a buffet, I walk in, there's a buffet, I'm out.
But there's now, and most times I would agree with you that we used to have a Japanese place that you walked in and you when you sat down or after you made your order and you go up and they had the buffet table sitting there where you put all your ingredients in the bowl
Mhm.
and then you told them at the end, did you want it hot, spicy, medium, or mild?
So that's not really Japanese restaurant. That's more of a Mongolian,
Yeah, it's
kind of
Mongolian
place.
place.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really
And,
Japanese, but most of
and
those are either run by Japanese or Chinese, depending. But yeah, I ate at a Mongolian grill like that in Thailand. That was really super good. But that's not really a buffet. You're just choosing your ingredients.
right.
Mm.
And
Okay.
but I mean, they had their pots set up at the end of the place, and
Yep.
it was absolutely delicious. I missed that place. It got wiped out in a tropical storm and never rebuilt afterwards.
Um.
Yeah. Well, the place in Thailand where I ate got wiped out by tsunami. I don't know if it's ever been replaced or not.
Um.
You know that tsunami that hit in Thailand
Right,
a while back, that one family ended up getting reunited and made the movie and all that. I was there the year before that, and the hotel that where that wave came right through there and all that. I stayed
right.
in that hotel,
Oh, great.
so I'm like, man, I'm glad I was there the year before that shit happened.
Uh,
Mm. Oh yeah.
uh, well, we've been going now for what, almost 5 hours?
It's three hours
Oh,
ago.
4 hours. Three and three quarter hours. So
Well, I took a break for good
yeah,
behavior.
well, I've got a couple
Oh,
errands I need to run yet today because,
to call the band.
well, I got things I got to do. I got a life beyond this computer here, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Got to go pay bills.
See, here
Well,
I was pretending I don't have to talk to people. Now I have to talk to people.
Well, you were talking to me and Matt and Dar.
Oh, you guys aren't people. You're my friends. Y'all don't
Ah, I see how that goes.
look at y'all thinking you were people.
oh, heaven forbid.
Uh, Heaven forbid. Yep. But anyway, and I tell you one thing I appreciate about this here is we just sit down, relax, and have a conversation.
Hmm.
And one of these days, I want to try a stream like what Pat does, where you get 10 people on.
Oh my
Oh, the
God, don't do
chaos
that.
stream.
No,
No.
please don't do that.
Okay.
Uh,
See, the
it
problem
becomes
with. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's the same thing every time. I've had two people do this, and as bad as I am about cutting you guys off like I did just now, you will have to scream to be heard because people don't care what you want to say. They want to get their own shit out and get their opinions out faster because you might have said something in backstage and they want to look like they said it. So yeah, no, please don't do this.
Okay.
Well,
People
see,
are
the problem with those big streams, unless you know the people you're with and everything. See, because the problem with some of those streams is you get like these big alpha personalities um,
you tend to
that
get
will
all
take
of them in
over.
one stream.
Right. And then you get like certain people, I'm not going to mention any names, who she thinks she needs to yell over everybody else. Right. And
Wow.
so then you
Really?
get that. Not you, not
Okay.
you,
I feel better now.
somebody else. That's the reason I said I'm
I
not going to mention any names.
I kind of think I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably do, but
Yeah.
So, and what happens is then you get 3 or 4 people that, take over the stream,
Yeah, they dominate
and
it.
then other people don't get a word in
Yeah.
edgewise. So you do have to find people that,
They know how to
you
take
just have,
turns.
yeah, you got to find people that you meld with more. I mean, I know the three of us get along extremely well. We do really well because I'm like the not serious side to Shroom's more serious side.
You're both silly.
And
Well,
so,
we all balance each other out here, and this is such an enjoyable stream to do it this way.
but yeah, so if we could find the right people to add to the mix, I wouldn't mind doing like one of those big streams like that, but it would have to be the right people.
Yeah,
Be a fucking disaster.
And
I think
and
I take too much
unfortunately, most of the people we
experimentation.
know, yeah, most people we know are quite,
They're forceful personalities.
yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Well, I'll tell you what we do need to do though. If we're going next time we do a cooking stream, we'll have to see if Spoonie can join us.
Yeah, I think that
Yay.
would be fun. Okay. You know what would be great is if we could get
Whoa,
Spoonie
stop
and
it!
Seth.
What the hell is wrong with you?
He's touching me.
She's doing this with me. I don't know what I'm doing. But
Well, if you
apparently
guys
I'm.
do a cooking stream, I think it would be fun to have Spoonie and Satsu on it.
Do you mean actually cooking?
Satsu doesn't do a whole lot of streaming anymore, other than on occasion his game streams.
Yeah.
Right, but still, I still think it would be fun because the man knows how to cook. He cooks
Yeah.
like everything
Oh, yeah,
under
he
the
does.
sun, and plus with his personality and everything, I think he would be a good addition.
So, well, any words of wisdom as we head out the door here? Ramen, you got anything you want to add to this?
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple of lurkers waiting for you to get out of here, so I'm just gonna say, I know we're all going tomorrow night. My tax refund is fucking gone. So if y'all get stupid, do not call me for bail. I'm really not kidding. Don't fuck around like last year and BL. I need bail. No, I said my tax refund's gone. Oh, you were serious? Yes. Bye. No, not kidding this year, y'all. That shit is gone. I'm in debt. I'm poor.
Yeah, my tax refund is gone too.
I got a dryer out of it. Got a food processor. Got a few good things out of it.
Yep.
I'm happy.
My words of wisdom are this: all the stuff that's happening in the media right now and all that, don't take the bait.
It's all bullshit.
Do not take the bait. Stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
If you're so angry about it that you gotta yell, go online and yell. Just be careful what you say. But don't get caught up in any mob attacks anywhere.
That's right. Don't take the bait.
And please don't threaten anybody.
Oh my god.
No threats. Don't even say some of the words, because even though you're meaning it, you're just being hyperbolic. They're not going to express that you meant that hyperbolically. They're going to say, "See, this person said this
Yep.
4-letter word at me."
I feel threatened.
Yeah, exactly.
They assaulted me.
I've been killed 47 times today.
He raped me with his eyes.
Well, I was going to go listen to Monkey in the Morning because I didn't listen to it last night.
Oh, he's on?
No,
He was last night.
Okay.
But I couldn't stay up, so I went to bed. So what I'll probably do is this evening when I'm doing my regular Friday night thing, I will probably listen to him then.
Yeah. When I do my prep cooking this afternoon, I'll put him on and listen to him. But all right, people, as always, be with the ones you love. and love the ones that you're with. And have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself.
Bye.